the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
There's a lot you don't know about the fantasy headlines. Nation. Headline nation. Fantasy headlines for the nation. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
Yo. Analytics off the chain. All the channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that Chubb life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this Headliner Nation.
I'm a headliner.
Yo!
What the hell's going on, Kyle?
Sunday.
Nope.
It's
nope.
Saturday.
Saturday.
It is Saturday.
Still Saturday.
Still
it is
Saturday.
9 p.m.
We're not
on
quite
Saturday.
there. We are just a few hours away from that, though.
We got 3 more hours, Kyle.
But, I mean, because there's a 9:30 kickoff tomorrow morning, it's going to...
Early bedtime. Bedtime.
Well, not
for us. Not for us. No. We ain't going to bed early. Hell no, we ain't going to bed. Going to bed early for us to be going to bed right now. And we're just now starting a live stream, so that ain't going to happen.
I can't even tell you the last time I went to bed pre-10 o'clock.
Oh, me neither.
I couldn't even think of it.
Been years.
Oh, man.
Total years. But hey.
What's going on, everybody?
5. It's week 5 already, Kyle. It's absolutely flying by. Y'all have an early bedtime. Anna, you know we don't sleep. If I text Kyle every once in a while at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't expect him to answer, and he'll be like, "Yep, just laying here." I'm like, "Well, see, perfect. Here we go." We don't sleep. Ain't no time to sleep. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. years ago, Jeremy. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. every day for work, and after I quit that, I told myself it won't gonna happen no more. Ain't nobody got time for that right now.
Yo, Lester, upgrading your membership to full Chubb. Thanks so much for the upgraded membership today.
Hell yeah.
Make sure that you are in Discord and taking care.
Damn right.
Taking care of that biz over there. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got tons to talk about tonight. We've got the return of Cooper Kupp and a surprise contract signing by Jonathan Taylor today.
Yep.
Also puts him in the mix for playing time this week, even if it might not be as much as some people would hope, but it'll be coming soon. Lots of injuries. The Lions are completely beat up right now. We still don't have a ton of information on some guys, but we need to dive right into it. We need to get rolling. Jake, Henry Lopez would like to know, in a 10-team full PPR bonus league, extra points for 40-yard pass and runs, he needs a flex. Olave, Ayuk, or Aaron Jones?
Right now, I don't think I can go against Brandon Ayuk. I mean, Olave has to deal with a hurt quarterback in Derek Carr, who really held back that offense last week. And Aaron Jones himself, still questionable, not 100% just yet. Plus, that offensive line in Green Bay is in some trouble.
Ronnie Santana has Higgins and Amari, who is out and a bye, respectively. Who to start out of these wide receivers? We need 3. It just says Thomas.
Got me Michael Thomas.
I'm going to assume Michael Thomas.
Okay.
Wan'Dale Robinson, Jameson Williams, Tyler Boyd, or Jordan Addison.
So we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names. So we need to sit 2 of these dudes. Oh, man. I hate this because it's Wan'Dale Robinson. Okay, I understand. I liked what I saw from him last week, but that offense is so horrible. The guy may get 8 targets or so for 6 receptions and 60 yards, but it's not great. A lot of these guys don't have a high ceiling, a super high ceiling. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to gamble here a little bit, Kyle. So I'm going to start Jordan Addison.
Whoop.
Now that we know we have no T. Higgins this week, I'm going to start Tyler Boyd.
Whoop.
And then the third one is going to be between Jamison Williams, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Michael Thomas. At this point, with Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra out, I'm gonna gamble on the young kid. I'm gonna go with Jamison Williams.
Xavier Roman wants to know if he's trading Thielen for Connor or Mixon in a full PPR. I would 100% take Connor over Thielen right now. I would have already accepted that, and I would have walked away laughing.
Yeah, I mean, Thielen was probably somebody you drafted super late and you're not reliant on anyway. You might as well get yourself some
waivers.
Exactly, for sure.
I mean, and I would take, and I'm not saying I wouldn't take Mixon either, but Mixon has a little bit more upside, or not. I'm sorry, Connor has more upside than Mixon right now, given the state of the Bengals offense. Red Hulk, he needs to sit one of these people in a PPR league. He's chasing points. We need points out of this. A Chan, Najee, or Sanders. It's got to be a Chan, right?
We got to sit him?
Oh, we got to sit one.
Yeah, I'm going to sit Sanders.
I'm going to sit Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, the guy who's not healthy. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to sit the guy who's hurt and start the other two.
All right, and then also Kirk, Najee, or Dobbs in a full PPR.
If we're sitting one again there, I mean, it's probably going to be Najee, right? Difficult
Sitting
matchup
Najee.
going up. I mean, difficult matchup, splitting touches. Can't get anywhere in the offensive line. Quarterback is off the injury report, but is he really healthy? I mean, that's probably going to be Najee.
Jay Hawley, trade away a Chan for Cup. I have Pollard, Aaron Jones, Ford, Warren, and Wilson. Wide receivers are Ridley, Watson, London, Tutu, and Deontay. Tua is the quarterback, like the Tua-Chan duo. I understand that you like that, but you're basically trading either a late-round pick or someone that you picked up off waivers for a guy that was a first-round pick this year. That seems like an incredible value to me.
Yeah,
Chan's playing well. Don't get me wrong, but he's not scoring 2 touchdowns a game for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and then if you look at the running back depth, though, too, I mean, you got Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones, when he can return to full health. Ford, we don't love. Jaylen Warren gets limited work. Wilson, who's Wilson? Who the hell is Wilson
Jeff
Jr.?
Wilson Jr.
Oh, you see, I don't expect him to get a whole lot in this offense, maybe a couple touches a week. So, honestly, it's going to hurt your depth at running back, but you get what I consider the better player in the deal right now, rest of season. So overall, I don't hate it as long as you're willing to take that risk with your depth at running back.
Taif Abdullah, excuse me. Trade Amon-Ra, Ayuk, and Dotson for Olave, Etienne, and Zay Flowers in a PPR league. Right now, he has Stevenson, Mostert, Pacheco at running back, Diggs, Evans, and Dobbs at wide receiver. So he would essentially have Stevenson, Mostert, and Pacheco with ETN to pick from at running back. And he would have Diggs, Olave, Ayuk. So you're trading some wide receiver depth for running back depth, it looks like. Honestly, me personally, I don't think it's a bad trade by any means, but I would be looking for more along the lines of swapping one wide receiver for one running back, instead of trying to deplete your wide receivers to add to the running back position. I would be looking for that first.
Yeah, overall, I don't hate the trade.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Amon-Ra, who's hurt, for Olave, who's got a hurt quarterback. I mean, Ayuk, I do like him a lot more than I like Zay Flowers, but ETN is a huge upgrade over Jahan Dotson, though. So I don't hate the trade as is, but I would try to find something maybe a little bit smaller first as well.
Luis Alvarado and a
What up,
full
Luis?
PPR for the third wide receiver
Or is it
spot.
Lewis? Is it Lewis?
I'm going to say Luis.
I'm going to call him Lewis, so no matter what, one of us is right, Kyle.
I like that thought process.
That's right. That's how I roll.
For the third wide receiver spot, Hollywood, Tank Dell, Olave, or Christian Watson. And should I flex one of them instead of ETN? I don't like any of them over ETN. I will say that. ETN, not the highest upside, but I'd be willing to bet that ETN will have more opportunities for touches than what any of those guys will.
And I think if you you're looking for that third wide receiver spot, the safest option out of the group, probably going to be Hollywood Brown going up against Cincinnati, who's been a fairly consistent, producer week in and week out. I've been way too low on Hollywood Brown. I've admitted that for multiple weeks now. I didn't expect not only just this Arizona offense, but Hollywood Brown in general to do what he's done. So I think he's probably the safer option if you wanted to gamble a little bit for some higher upside. Christian Watson getting more snaps this week going up against Las Vegas, I don't mind whatsoever.
Sapper 227. The legends are in the house. Jake and Kyle. Sapper, appreciate you, my man. Mercy, full PPR. Calvin Ridley or Tank Dell. I feel like
in a full PPR, it
Tank
sucks.
Dell to me is safer. Calvin Ridley is going to have more upside, though.
Yes, and that's the thing is that Calvin Ridley just isn't seeing the volume. The problem is Tank didn't see it last week either. Dude had like 3 targets last week, and they're going up against Atlanta, who's highly underrated on defense.
Yep.
But I agree that the safer option probably leans toward Tank Dell, higher upside Calvin Ridley.
Renok. And a full PPR with the sun got out. Josh Reynolds or Tyler Boyd.
Ooh.
There's part of me that wants to say Josh Reynolds.
There's part of me that wants to too, but it just doesn't. You got 2 wide receivers going to be getting a bigger role because of an injured wide receiver ahead of them, and that's what's great right there. But man. I probably lean Josh Reynolds because we haven't seen Joe Burrow do a whole hell of a lot in Cincinnati.
I will say this. Josh Reynolds to me is probably going to be a safer bet given the amount of looks he gets from Jared Goff and they're playing at home. Carolina does have a little bit better of a pass defense for me. That's why I feel like his upside might be a little bit more limited than Tyler Boyd. But Jared Goff, like his go-to without Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be Josh Reynolds in my opinion.
Yeah.
808 all day in a full PPR flex. Tyler Boyd, Michael Wilson, Kadarius Toney. Could also pick up Khalif Raymond or Josh Reynolds or risk it with Javonte Williams. Obliterate that like button. I agree with you, 808 all day. I do believe that with over 800 people watching right now, we should have way more than 133 likes
Probably
on this stream for sure.
All right, so out of Tyler Boyd, Michael Wilson, Kadarius Toney, but he can also pick up Raymond or Reynolds, who we just talked about with Reynolds. For me,
and it's a full PPR still too. Same thing.
There's only 2 things that I'm considering here. It's Reynolds if you want to be safer. If you want to put it on the table and like have it make a thud, you know what I mean, like an actual sound effect when you put it on the table.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. I figured we know. Michael Wilson would be that thud on the table play because he started to pick it up here now back-to-back weeks in Arizona. We expect them to throw the ball. Had a big week last week. Michael Wilson is the cocky, high upside play. Safer play, probably Josh Reynolds.
Also, I don't have the live chat up, but I wonder if Anna threw the flag, as she calls it.
I have not. I have the chat up over here too, and I have not seen her throw any flags just yet.
Hold on a second.
Are you gonna plug it in? You're totally plugging it in, aren't you?
Here, Anna. You want me to throw the flag? Ugh.
Oh wow! You mocked Anna openly.
I'm gonna regret that later.
She is going
100% gonna regret that later.
You are not getting a Christmas present.
Whamma Jamma wants to know Atwell, Boyd, or Warren for the flex.
Or Tutu, right? Tutu was an option for a couple weeks, and now Cooper Kupp comes back, and nobody want no damn Tutu no more. I kind of gonna say what I said before. The safer play is probably Jaylen Warren. His ceiling is just extremely low. If you wanted to gamble a little bit more for the higher upside, being that Cooper Kupp comes back this week, I'll go with Tyler Boyd.
Anna actually thanked me for doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Now she doesn't have to get you anything for Christmas.
Now she's not going to get me anything.
Or
I got to scroll back up here. Scroll down. JL Green, Mahomes and Josh Allen. Who do I choose? Doesn't matter. You're going to win either way.
Yeah, it's a win-win for you. I have Mahomes higher, but honestly, why do you have both? That's my question. That's a bigger question right there.
Walter John McGowan gifted a membership to the Headliner community. WJM Appreciate you. That's what I'm going to call him from now on, by the way. WJM.
Okay.
Let me know if that's good, Walter John. WJM appreciates you. Josh Hawley. I don't know why I called him Josh, because I don't know if I've ever heard his first name before. It's just Jay Hawley.
It could be Jake, like me. It could be Jeremy.
Well, I know a Josh Hawley.
His name could be Johnson.
It's Josh Hawley, though, not Hawley, so I don't know. Trade away Aaron Jones for Ayuk in a PPR. I don't want to do that right now. You're trading a guy that's hurt at his lowest value.
Yeah, even though I do like Ayuk.
Yeah.
But I think that if Aaron Jones could have himself a big game and get healthy, you could get more.
Dustin Kane becoming a member for the 12th month, a year here with the Headliner, celebrating a 1-year relationship with us. Appreciate you, Dustin. Full PPR, ETN or Gibbs at running back. Well, Gibbs is doubtful for tomorrow, so it's 100% ETN.
Yep.
And then Ridley or Tank Dell for wide receiver, too. This is the second Ridley, Tank Dell question we've gotten.
And there's the full PPR as well. So once again, safer option, Tank Dell. If you're willing to gamble a little bit, it's Wrigley.
Jeremy becoming a member for the 19th month and a half PPR, need safety. We got to bench one out of ETN, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, or Pacheco. If we're looking for safety, not knowing the absolute status of Aaron Jones right now, I would say we have to sit him.
Out of that option, I would probably tend to agree. ETN worries me going up against Buffalo, but if I had to sit one of them, I'll sit the guy who's not 100% healthy.
Appreciate it, Jake, because I'm right anyway. I had more pop off. Love you guys. Forehead kisses just for Jimmy. Jeremy didn't even give me those forehead kisses. Those forehead kisses were for Jimmy, who was here earlier in the chat.
Keyword was. Anna threw the band hammer. You don't want to mess with Anna when she's got the band hammer out.
Matt Mason, need a running back and a flex and a full PPR. Kyron Williams, Aaron Jones, Gus Edwards, Christian Kirk, Sutton, and Doobs. Had Howell and Moore go off on Thursday, so looking for some safety. If we're going safety, then Kyron Williams is definitely a guy I'm going with. Gets more touches than almost any running back in the league right now. What about number 2, though?
I mean, part of me, is this crazy, Kyle? Part of me wants to say Romeo Doubs.
I don't hate it.
I mean, he's going up against Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You know they're going to throw the ball because they're not going to run a lot because Aaron Jones is banged up and the offensive line is all torched.
And Las Vegas sucks.
And Las Vegas isn't great in the secondary. I think Romeo Doubs is a safer second option there in a full PPR.
You messed that up there. You said Las Vegas wasn't great. Also,
I know.
It sucks.
Okay, my bad.
It's worse than not great.
I got you.
HYD, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing,
Jared?
How you doing up in here? Jared, what's going on? Jared, how you
What
doing?
the heck is that?
Who?
100% sounded like you from New York there for a second.
Dude, I'm a man of many talents, Kyle.
And who should I start at the flex? Oh, Madison, Wan'Dale Robinson, or Breida?
Remember how you said the Las Vegas secondary sucks?
Mm-hmm.
So do all of those flex options.
They
Jared,
all suck equally.
Jared, I love you, bro. How you doing? Right? But I don't like any of those. If I had to choose one, it's going to be Wan'Dale Robinson. I just hope he gets 8+ targets.
I was going to say Wan'Dale Robinson if it's half or a full PPR, and then Madison if it's standard. Would probably be my bet there.
Okay.
Shade 89 becoming a member for the 29th month. Oh my god. Okay, hold on a second. I read the next one as I was reading this one and I laughed. Need one running back and one flex. PPR. Ramondre Stevenson, Devon Achane, Jonathan Taylor, Samaje Perine, Christian Kirk, Michael Thomas, or Nicole Collins.
Wow.
Nico Collins' older sister, Nicole.
His older sister, Nicole.
Actually signed a contract with the Houston Texans this weekend.
Awesome. I wonder if she can play ball.
So running back wise, Stevenson, Achane, Taylor. I'm going with Achane.
I think I am too at this point because Stevenson's not 100% healthy either.
And then we need to flex somebody.
Man. Do we flex Ramondre Stevenson and hope for a touchdown in that matchup? Or do we go with Nico Collins, even though it's a tough matchup against a stud secondary in Atlanta, and hopes that he can continue his momentum?
Terrell. is
I
my
know.
concern.
I know, and that's why I ranked him a lot lower this week, because Terrell's just been shutting people down. But when you look at the list, he seems like the best option. I could say Christian Kirk, but he's going up against Buffalo, who just limited the defense of Miami last week. So that defense is pretty solid. I feel in a full PPR, I probably gamble and just hope Nico can continue and go with Nico Collins.
Probably go with you on that one.
I mean, he's been playing so great.
Dez, becoming a member for the 3rd month, wants to know if he should start Kyle Richardson in a full naked league.
Hell no. There ain't nobody on earth starting Kyle Richardson in a full naked league. No
I feel
one.
like there's several people in the chat. I would say more than 2, but less than 5 that would say start me.
Is True Legend here?
I haven't seen him in forever.
I saw he was in here like a week or 2 ago, but that was
Was
about
he
it.
really?
Yeah. But I can tell you from my point of view, I ain't even gonna own Kyle Richardson in an all naked league.
Shorty wants to draft Zach Moss or Jalen Warren
Zach Moss.
to pick up Luke Musgrave.
I'll drop. Hold on.
Honestly, I would probably, and I'm gonna puke as I say this, I would probably hold Moss for right now until we see Jonathan Taylor back and healthy.
But do you want to drop Jalen Warren for Luke Musgrave?
No. Oh, wait a second. He has Waller, but the Giants O-line sucks in a full PPR. And running backs are Jonathan Taylor. You know, me personally, if you want to move off Darren Waller, then just drop Darren Waller and pick up Luke Musgrave. If you really don't want to even consider starting Darren Waller anymore, just drop him. Keep the running backs.
And you never know. You may be able to pick him up for 1 week. And, you know, somebody that you want to, and then you pick up Musgrave, and if he doesn't pan out and you want to pick up Waller again, you can go for it. You know what I mean? A lot of people not going to be on the Waller bandwagon regardless.
Oh, Peasy said 700 likes and he'll send a donation. We're at 276 right now.
Oh, wow.
Lots of people starting me in a full naked league. So.
There's nobody starting you.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Who?
The answers are literally right there.
I'm looking. I don't see anyone.
Jeremy did.
Jeremy doesn't count.
Also, E-Man said so.
So 2 out of 975. That's not a good percentage.
I said more than 2. I would just need to find one more person that says yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dog's Breakfast becoming a member for the 20th month. What's up, headliners? Waddle or Ridley in a full PPR rest of season? Who do you like? I would take Waddle the rest of the year over Ridley.
Yep, I agree.
And would you trade one for Kenneth Walker? If I could trade Ridley for Kenneth Walker right now, I would do it.
I probably do as well. I just don't know if you'll be able to get Kenneth Walker for Calvin Ridley.
Austin Wilhite and a full PPR help set the lineup. Chasing first place, got CJ.
Whoa. Going full dark mode on us, Kyle?
My light fell down.
Weird.
Did you see me go into defense mode right
Dude,
away?
I saw
though?
you go straight ninja in a heartbeat.
I immediately, defenses were up. Like
0 to ninja in a half a second.
That light's lucky it wasn't a person.
That's right.
All right. Got CJ because of bye.
I'm guessing it's CJ Stroud.
But
His
why does
quarterback's on
it
a
say
bye.
got CJ because of bye? Oh, I'm picking up what he's putting down now.
I'm going to
picked
guess
up
that he has
CJ
Justin
because
Herbert and
someone
he picked
else
up
on a bye.
CJ. Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Doobs, Pollard, ETN, Mostert, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 1 flex. Well, we know Tyreek Hill is going to be 1.
Yep.
I'm still starting Garrett Wilson over Zay
Yep.
Flowers and Dobbs.
Yep.
Pollard is absolutely going to be 1.
Yep.
I would still start ETN over Mostert. So then we would need to pick Zay Flowers, Dobbs, or Mostert for the flex.
I think if you want to be ballsy, it's Mostert. If you want to have the best possible option, the best, safest play, I mean, I kind of think that given you already have a lot of other upside, Zay Flowers against Pittsburgh this week has my attention.
Boom. John Payne with the $10 dono. What three would we start? Pollard, Kamara, Barkley, and Connor.
Barkley's still not 100% going.
Yeah, I'm going Pollard and Connor for sure. I'm pretty sure Kamara would be my other one over Barkley at this point.
Especially if this is some sort of PPR scoring. We all about them 13 checkdowns for 33 yards.
VA, Ridley or Hollywood Brown in a full PPR?
I hate that we're even discussing this, Kyle.
No, you don't. You love it.
No, I don't, because I would love it, Calvin Ridley to start doing more. It should be Ridley hands down, but honestly, in a full PPR, Ridley in a difficult matchup once again in London against Buffalo, Hollywood Brown's probably slightly safer.
Ray Foltz, what up, guys? Ready for my second win? What up, Ray? Appreciate you. Ricky with the $20 donation. A couple of questions for you. Question number 1, Ridley, Michael Wilson, or Stevenson? I'm going to go Calvin Ridley there.
Probably, yes. There's some risk with all of them.
I think Ramondre Stevenson's going to bounce back over the next couple of weeks. I don't think it's this weekend, though.
Yeah, this week's going to be tough for that.
And then question number 2, Pittman or James Cook? James Cook is safer. Pittman probably has more upside. I'm leaning James Cook by a non-manscaped ball hair.
Okay, I was probably leaning towards James Cook as well, a little bit.
Question number 3, Ridley or Debo?
So hard to trust Debo, and how healthy is he really? Yes, he's off the injury report, but last week
were other guys off the injury report last week, and they still didn't play like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to gamble still and go Ridley there as well. It's not the easiest of matchups going up against Dallas either. Are you getting scolded right now by Anna?
Anna asked me if I took a bump of cocaine off my desk. It's because I bent forward like this, probably. It was because I was looking at the Michigan score.
Oh. I didn't even notice
and then question number 5. I'm sorry. So Ridley or Debo, we answered that one.
Yeah,
Ridley or Stevenson?
Well, we're starting to get down to the nitty-gritty here. We're taking one off at a time.
Probably still Ridley for me.
Yep. I'm just hoping he can get a touchdown.
Pittman or a Chan needs the safest play?
Probably Pittman.
Well,
probably the safer play.
He says safe play, upside play. I don't know if they're asking that, if Ricky is asking that for all the questions, but I think we kind of answered that way anyway.
Yep.
A Chan, to me,
he's the upside guy.
Does have the upside, but I also believe he probably has a floor that is very close to Pittman anyway.
Exactly.
So I probably go ahead and risk the upside for a floor that's going to be decently similar.
Yep.
Devo wants to know that he traded Devontae Smith straight up for Cooper Kupp. You like it? I like it a lot, Devo.
I will take it.
Oh my God, I like it so much.
So much like up in here.
Whisper that into my ear for me. Dave the Flav becoming a member for the 23rd
What up, Dave?
month. You guys are the best. Can't wait to see you hit 200K.
We're damn close.
Thank you for all you do. We're like 1,300 away or something like that?
1,300 away or so from 200K.
1,300 away from 200K?
Do you think everybody that's watching right now is subscribed? Do you feel like that? I don't think that everybody that's watching right now is subscribed. I really don't feel like that. I would challenge them to hit the subscribe button right now so I can
let
see
me
if the
know
total
in the
changes.
chat right now. If you're currently watching and you are not subscribed, let us know in the chat what it would take to get you to subscribe.
Right.
And don't say answer my question because you could be lying to us.
Exactly.
Zach Millette. I accepted Waddle for Madison. You got Waddle for Madison?
Whoever you traded Madison to has never played fantasy football in their life.
Oh, my God. I don't need a little blue pill if I'm making trades like that, I'll tell you what. For wide receivers, I'm starting Kupp and Nico Collins. In the flex, would you start Mixon, Ridley, or Waddle? Thanks, guys. Waddle.
Give me the Waddle.
Waddle's going to be the biggest upside play there. Mixon might be a little bit safer, but Waddle's going to be the best play. Terrence Graham becoming a member of Holden Chubb. Terrence, appreciate you.
What up, Terrence?
Woo, Jake, we've almost got a member at 30 months. 30 must be coming really close because most dope I know has been around from almost the very beginning. He's been around since, what was the other place that we used? Patreon? He's been around since Patreon. Yeah. So I know he had to be one of the first people to sign up here on YouTube. What's good? Please rank this week. Michael Wilson, Sky Moore, Addison, and Hunter Henry for a full PPR. I would probably say Addison, Hunter Henry, Michael Wilson, Sky Moore.
Addison, Hunter Henry, Michael Wilson. I probably put Michael Wilson ahead of Hunter Henry, but other than that, I agree.
And then he says, also a side question, if you had a magic wand and could go on your dream vacation for free, what would it be?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of options. Me and most of the family have always wanted to go to Greece. I'd like to go to Greece, Santorini, Greece, just chilling like one of those houses, like those white plaster type houses, just overlooking that blue water. That screams my name right there.
My great-grandmother grew up in Italy, so I'd love to go to Italy. And then my grandpa on my mom's side, both on my mom's side, was born in Holland. And I would love to go over there and check that out. So that would be what I'd want to do. Austin, Wilhite, also trade idea. Getting Eckler and Christian Kirk for ETN, Garrett Wilson, and Evan Ingram. Thoughts? Trade will happen next week. Appreciate you guys every week. I definitely think that you're probably getting the better end of that. Eckler is definitely over ETN. Christian Kirk is pretty comparable to Garrett Wilson at this point in time where we're talking right now. Not overall talent-wise, but fantasy-wise.
Yep.
And then as long as you have another tight end that you can put in for Evan Ingram, because quite honestly, if your name isn't TJ Hawkinson or Travis Kelce,
you're interchangeable.
Evan Ingram is the safest tight end in all of football right now, outside of those two guys, which is crazy to even think about.
Yeah.
So as long as you have someone to fill in for him, I think you win that trade pretty easy there. King Lapo, Standard League pick 2, Pickens, Addison, Boyd. Would it be Addison and Boyd for you?
Probably, only because I don't know if I can trust Kenny Pickett.
And then running back Madison or Warren.
Ugh.
If it's a standard league, which is making me say Madison, because Jalen Warren really only puts up pretty decent points in a PPR league right now.
Which I agree with. I agree with. I don't love Alexander Madison with Cam Akers there, and then a tough matchup going up against Kansas City. But
dang it, Luis Alvarado says it's Lewis, like Lewis, not Luis.
So I was right. Once again, let the record reflect. I enunciate. Is it enunciate or pronunciate? Both, right?
No, it's not.
But I do both, though, right? Because you pronounce.
No, enunciating would be like, you know how like if you don't like say your T's,
yeah,
like you would say Atlanta, but you're not enunciating the T's. That'd be Atlanta.
You're right. But
So
I have to enunciate their names, though, right?
So while Jake got the name right, I gave Jake a lesson on how to know the difference between those two words, so therefore I end up winning anyway. JV, and also Lewis, thanks again for being a member for 10 months. In a full PPR, I've been running Purdy in a Superflex. Sit him this week and play Kyron Williams or James Cook? I don't know if I do, because typically in those Superflex leagues, points are going to favor the quarterbacks.
Right, exactly. I don't think I do either.
And has Brock Purdy had a bad game?
No, not really.
No.
And
I mean, he hasn't had winning games, but I don't remember a game where we looked at it and
said...
Dude
gets like 2 touchdowns every single week.
Brock Purdy screwed me this week. Like, we've never said that. That's not a thing, which is crazy.
He's going up against Dallas, but Dallas hasn't really been tested much on defense either, so I can't sit Brock Purdy right now, especially in the Superflex.
Art form, Jake and Kyle, you guys rock. Thank you. On point, St. Brown down, Amari Cooper on a bye, needed wide receiver between Dell and Rice, also a tight end between Musgrave and Higbee in a full PPR. I'll go Musgrave over Higbee if you need more upside. That would definitely be my choice there. Probably Dell over Rice.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to know who the wide receiver is going to be each week in Kansas City. It's literally could be any one of them. Right now, their leading receiver, do you know who it is, Kyle? It's Justin Watson, and he's got like 163 yards on the season. It's disgusting. So, no, give me Tank Dell.
That's so funny that he's the leading receiver. Yeah. All right, Jake, you want to go back and forth a little bit?
I do, but I want to make sure I shout out Scales also because he gifted 5 memberships to the Headliner community just before Artform's question. That happened.
I don't see it.
That happened. That's why you're going to stay on the regular chat, Kyle.
Okay. Well, first off, if I'm going to say on the regular chat, then I am going to scroll down and give some love to my boy, Chuli3, becoming a member, celebrating his first month here on the channel, who said number 1 overall pick would be Kyle Richardson. So that's 3 people. I hit the over. Congratulations to me on being the number 1 pick in the full Naked League. All right, Jake, you want to kick it off?
Hold on a second. Where the hell is that said?
It's further down. You'll run into it. Don't worry.
First off, I never said that I was in the league, so you have no idea how many I would get. Anyway, let's talk about here. Let's move forward, and since Kyle wants to skip people.
Travis Etienne is all of a sudden doubtful for tomorrow? That's not true, is it?
You look that up first. Somebody's trolling. Is somebody trolling us?
Someone's got to be trolling.
Someone's trolling.
Well, they're saying that the NFL app says it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to look too. Just to make sure. Because
GC, no, we're behind on Super Chats. We'll get caught up in just a minute. Nobody's has been missed. If any's been missed, Jake would have already said so.
Yep, I've been keeping track. I don't see anything about Travis Etienne right now. All right. The Rock says, full PPR, choose 3 out of a Chan, Kamara, Mixon, Cook, and Kyron. Wow, you are absolutely stacked there. In a full PPR, give me Alvin Kamara, give me James Cook, and if you want to play it safe, it's Kyron Williams. If you want to gamble for the upside on the third guy, it'd be a Chan.
Are we confident in starting Cup from Chris? I mean, I am, because apparently he's not playing on a snap count tomorrow. People lie all the time, though, so don't be surprised if we get lied to. But I would still go ahead and start Cooper Kupp. We've been waiting all this time for him.
Scales Speaks says, trade Ridley for Hollywood in a half PPR. I don't think I do that just yet. I got to give Ridley a couple more weeks.
Hey guys, down 90 points, already this week from Fields and DJ Moore in a full PPR needing upside. Who do I flex between Pacheco and Nico Collins? Well, Nico Collins would end up having the most upside as the big playmaker there for the Houston Texans, but we've talked about how difficult that matchup is. So while I'll still say that he is the highest upside option, Pacheco would be much safer.
GC standard flex, need to pick one out of Hollywood, Barkley, Ramondre, or Hopkins. Thanks, guys. Nation. Oh, let's see here. So we got Hollywood, Barkley, and Ramondre and Hopkins. With Barkley still being questionable, with Ramondre being questionable and banged up, Hopkins has been hurt for weeks, and overall not a high-volume passing offense. I'm going to go with Hollywood Brown.
Game of Inches, trade Cup and Ford for Chase and Hall in a standard scoring league. Oh my gosh, give me Chase and Hall, and let's just all laugh together.
Perfect. Jared Sibby, full PPR start 2 out of Breida, Wandale Robinson, and Madison. Good Lord. Good Lord. Jared, your depth right here, Jared. This is not great. I'm going to go with Madison and Wandale Robinson and cross my fingers and pray to the fantasy gods.
Peasy said, I guess nobody wants me to gift memberships because we're still not at 750 likes. Peasy's going to gift memberships at 750 likes. We have over 1,000 people in here, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all don't hit that like button, your kicker is going to score you 0 points tomorrow.
Damn, Ricky, dropping a 20 bomb. Appreciate you, Ricky. Another set of questions for both y'all. Question 1, start James Cook, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Jamison Williams. If I can only pick one of those guys, my safest option is going to be James Cook. If you wanted to gamble for some higher upside, that would become Ridley, but it is much more of a gamble. Question 2, Stevenson, Michael Wilson, Josh Downs in a full PPR. Safer floor, probably Stevenson. If you want to gamble for that higher upside, it's Michael Wilson. And then question 3, start one out of Jalen Hyatt, Hayden Hurst, John Mechie, or Damian Harris. Oof. I don't really love any of them. If I had to go with one, I'm going to go with Hayden Hurst and just hopes he finds the end zone.
Thielen or Kirk from Tan Banana. We're going to go with Christian Kirk there.
Fill in the blank. Jake, congrats on Justin Fields' prediction. Hey, thank you. Great call. Too bad I dropped him 2 weeks ago. Phil! Damn it, Phil! You gave up too quick, Phil. I'm waiting for you now, Kyle.
Oh, I thought there was more coming to that. Okay.
Nope.
Stevenson or Dobbs in a PPR league. Caleb, I hate to say it, but if you need more upside, it's going to be the Doobs.
In Interiajo, something like that. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Chris Olave with Derek Carr injury or Christian Watson. Slam that motherfucking like button, he's telling everyone. Honestly, I love Olave more. Everybody knows that. But with the Derek Carr injury, I have no issues going Christian Watson this week.
Wooski, can y'all help me with my picks for a parlay? Oh, Wooski, tomorrow morning I'll be live a little bit earlier than normal to talk about to talk about underdog and things like that.
You're talking about pick'ems, is what you're talking about.
Pick'ems.
There you go.
This right here, this show, not really the place for it, though, because I haven't looked at any of that yet today. So, unfortunately, tonight, no, I cannot answer that. But someone wants to know if they're going to start Dobbs or Trevor Lawrence. I'm still going to go with Trevor Lawrence this week.
AP Zibby. PPR need 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. Gabe Davis, Olave, Bobby Trees, Javonte Williams, Jalen Warren, Darren Waller, Tyler Higbee, Dallas Goedert. Or should I add Michael Wilson from waivers and drop Woods? There's a lot going on right there. So 2 wide receivers. Everybody you got is hurt for the most part. In your situation, I'm probably still, you're going to have to gamble anyway. So I'm going with Gabe Davis and Chris Olave. At tight end, out of Waller, Higbee, and Goddard. Man, I want it to be Goddard. I want it to be Goddard or Waller, but it just isn't happening right now. I'd probably gamble and go with Waller and just hope that they're trailing and throwing in that game against Miami. And then for your flex, I'm going to go ahead and flex. I'm going to flex Michael Wilson. I think he's got the higher upside of everyone left.
Spooky, who should I start, Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua? I mean, as of right now, there has been no update on Devontae Adams. So if you want my answer right now in this moment, it's Puka. But if for some reason Devontae Adams were to play and be fully healthy, then I would probably switch to Devontae Adams. So you're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Yep. Giants and fantasy, Aaron Jones or Jonathan Taylor this week. That's tough. I'm going to say right now, Aaron Jones, but they play Monday Night Football, and he's questionable. So if you would rather just play it safe, you may have to go with Jonathan Taylor, but you need to know he's on a snap count. He probably will not play a full set of snaps. So it's either gamble on Aaron Jones or play it somewhat safer with Jonathan Taylor.
Who's the worst player you start instead of Devontae as of now if there's no updates between... Oh, Brendan, that's 100% dependent on who you have. I wouldn't even know how to start to answer that question for you. Start Christian Watson or Jacoby Myers. If you want to be safe, it's Jacoby Myers. If you want more upside, it's Christian Watson.
Jacob Anderson says, hello, 10-team standard. Option of Ayuk, Olave, and Collins for your wide receiver 2 spot. Also have Kamara as a running back 2 for additional information. Okay, so we're not going to go with Olave out of those options. Personally, the safer option you have is Brandon Ayuk. If you wanted to gamble, it's Nico Collins, but if it's my team, I'm going Ayuk.
J.J. McCarthy with his second rushing touchdown for the Michigan Wolverines tonight.
Nobody
Lock
cares.
it in, ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody
the quarterback 2 in the 2024 NFL draft class. This week, I'm starting CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, and I don't know if I should put Ayuk, Waddle, or Debo in the 3rd spot. What do you guys think? If you want to play it a little bit safer, go with Waddle. Ayuk will have the most upside there, but I'd probably go ahead and stay with Waddle.
Jimmy McGee Jr. becoming a member for the 12th month. Trade CJ Stroud for Joe Burrow and the San Francisco defense in a 1 quarterback, 1 flex, in a 1 quarterback league, 1 flex full PPR league. Okay, I'm a little confused. I'm about to be 5-0 with Fields as my quarterback. All the credit to the nation. So should you trade CJ Stroud for Joe Burrow, who's technically your quarterback 2 because you have Fields and you get the San Francisco defense? I mean, overall, sure, because you gain a good defense. I'm really not into carrying 2 quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback league, though. I'd like to have that added bench space for a running back or a wide receiver. So that's kind of where I normally go. But trade-wise, I would do that for sure.
Tank Dell or Jaden Reed from Lely 808. Give me Tank Dell this weekend.
Chris L., who to flex out of Olave, Laporta, James Cook, or Christian Watson. If you want to play it safer, it's James Cook. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, it's Christian Watson.
Cooper Kupp or Debo Samuel. We're locking in Cooper Kupp, baby.
Cold Brew Samurai, Jacobs or Pollard rest of season, and then Goff or Dak. I'm pretty sure. Let me see here. I have Goff only 2 spots higher than Dak as of right now. And then Jacobs or Pollard rest of season. I like both of them, honestly. I probably lean ever so slightly towards Jacobs.
Flex 1, Stevenson, Kirk, or Reynolds. If that's Christian Kirk, I'll go with Christian Kirk.
Jeffrey Allen Katz, I have Fields and Lamar. Should I trade one? Yes, you should. No need to hold 2 of them if you only start one of them.
Kyle and Jake, what up from Brandon M? Can you guys please help me? I'm down bad in a half PPR. Miles Sanders, Jalen Warren, or pick up Breida if Saquon is out. Thanks. Full P or half PPR league, I'll go with Jalen Warren there.
Ricky says, question for you both. Start 2 out of Dawson Knox, Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Nick Westbrook-Akine in a standard scoring league, Kyle. He wants both of our opinions. So Knox, Toney, Sky Moore, or Nick Westbrook in a standard scoring. We need 2 of them.
I've got Dawson Knox locked in for a touchdown this weekend. It's a risk. That's one of the riskiest plays that you could make out of that group.
I mean, they're all fairly risky.
Take with that what you will.
Nick Westbrook has had a couple solid games this season. If it's me personally, I'm going Sky Moore and Nick Westbrook. If you want to chase the touchdown, it would be Dawson Knox and Nick Westbrook.
How much of this chat is AI generated? Well, that would depend if people are using like Chat GPT to send questions, which wouldn't work anyway. So,
probably none.
We're not doing anything if that's what you're trying to say.
That may be one of the dumbest comments I've ever heard. Austin Santiago, full point PPR. Jameson or Wan'Dale Robinson? Man, I'm gonna gamble and go with Jameson Williams with Noah Monra.
Flex Tank Dell or Christian Kirk. If we want to play it safe, Christian Kirk. If we want more upside, Tank Dell.
Red Hulk misunderstood my second question. It was pick 1 in a PPR out of Kirk, Najee, or Dobbs. Also pick 1 tight end in a PPR out of Henry, Conklin, Chigioko, and Kylan Granson. Okay, so in a full PPR, I still feel that Dobbs is the safest. And then for your tight end, out of Henry, Conklin, Chiggy, and Granson, I'm going to go with Hunter Henry, and let's hope he can find the end zone as well.
Ryan Williams, would you start Breece Hall over any of these? Tyreek, Kyron, Achan, or Jamar? Everybody except Tyreek. Breece Hall is my RB4 this week. Let's get spicy.
Well, that's a little spicy for sure. Sammy, do you trust Jacoby Myers when Devontae Adams is playing Green Bay? Yes, Jacoby Myers, when healthy, has been seeing a ton of targets from Jimmy G.
Jake Ferguson or Dallas Goedert? I'm not a fan of either this week. If you want upside, it's going to be Jake Ferguson.
Sean, I need to get Kupp off my IR. Do I drop DeAndre Hopkins, Jordan Addison, Nico Collins, or Marquise Hollywood Brown? That absolutely sucks, and I don't want to drop any of those guys at all. If I had to choose one, how crazy is it that it's probably DeAndre Hopkins? I don't see a high ceiling in that offense for him to be consistent enough to where you want to start him week in and week out. If you'd rather play it a little bit safer, it could be Jordan Addison. He gets less volume, but it's got to be between those two. And then in another league, P. Ryan or A.J. Dillon as your running back too. Don't love either of them, but I'll gamble on P. Ryan.
Sean Theodore, flex Mims or Musgrave? Mims has way more upside than Musgrave has. But he makes that upside in like 3 targets where Musgrave might see 6. So Musgrave would end up being a safer bet.
George P. gifted 10 memberships to the Headliner community. Hopefully everyone thanked George for that. Cecil Ravenscroft, what you think? I start Lamar or Tua? Yes, you should definitely start one of them. I have Lamar 2 spots higher than Tua as of right now.
Full PPR, sit 1. Mixon, Etienne, James Cook, or a Chan. From Roger. We got to sit 1. Mixon, Etienne, James Cook, and a Chan. I have to look. Because I feel like all those guys are close.
So close.
Etienne is at 12. A Chan is at 14. Mixon is at 16. We're sitting James Cook, who's at 19.
Crazy. BJJ. We have a half PPR. QB is Lawrence, or chance it with Dobbs. And then at running back, you got Ramondre, Tyler Algier, Latavius Murray, and A.J. Dillon. I don't know how many you need from the running back position, and it's crazy because Josh Dobbs and Trevor Lawrence are a lot closer than they should be. And Kyle, I'm glad you're sitting down right now because you talked about getting spicy earlier. I actually have Josh Dobbs ranked one spot higher than Trevor Lawrence right now. As for the running back position, out of the options there, I'm gambling with Ramondre. If you need a second option out of there, it'd be A.J. Dillon.
Rhonda, full PPR, wide receiver, the Doobs, Flowers, or Myers. Pick one. I think the best gamble of floor plus upside is the Doobs.
Hector Padron. Actually, no. Hector will be next. Ricky in here again. Appreciate you, Ricky. Questions for both of y'all again. So, Kyle, pay attention. Question one is sit one out of Aaron Jones, Kamara, or a Chan.
Aaron Jones. Again, we don't know.
Yeah, in a PPR, that would be the choice as well. Question two, sit one out of Olave, Kamara, and Swift. That's going to be Olave for me. Do you agree? Out of Olave, Kamara, and Swift.
Oh, yeah, you're asking me.
Sit
what was
one.
it? Olave, Kamara, and Swift. Sit one, Olave.
Yep. Question three here, Christian Watson or Nico Collins? Right now, I believe, let me check, I have Christian Watson 1, 2, 3 spots ahead of Nico Collins. And then question four, D-Hop, Josh Downs in the Guillotine League. Kyle, which one are you going to pick? It's gotta be D-Hop, right?
What was the question again?
D-Hop or Josh Downs in the Guillotine League? Downs just hasn't done a whole lot.
He hasn't. Yeah, I guess we go DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep, that's where I'm going. All right, Kyle, now it's your turn.
My starting running backs are Pollard and Achane. I have Breece Hall and Joe Mixon on the bench. Should I switch one of them out? I've got Breece Hall higher than both of those guys. If it's me personally, if you want the highest upside, it's Breece Hall and Achane. If you want the safest, it's Breece Hall and Pollard.
Hector Padron, Cowboys or 49ers? Who are you more of a fan of? I would have to definitely say the 49ers. I mean, I know that probably won't go over well with a lot of the Cowboy fans, and I grew up in Arizona, so obviously as a Cardinals fan, I've dealt with these teams for a long time. I just got sick of always losing to the Cowboys, so the Cowboys are the team that I would probably say I root for least out of those two.
Jason, I'm also watching the Michigan game. I am double dipping right now.
Whoa, pause.
I need help. Do I start Puka Nacua or Jamar Chase? I probably still go with Jamar Chase this week with Cooper Kupp back.
MNEIV, half PPR. I have Henry, Pierce Mostert, and was offered Pollard for Diggs. Would you take the trade? Wide receivers are Debo, Sutton, Godwin, and London. Absolutely not. I'm not getting rid of Stephon Diggs in that case. No way.
This is crazy. My brother's in the chat. Lil Tasty. Because when I was in high school, they called me Big Tasty.
No, they did not. Like, once again, no, they didn't.
Sit one. JT, Algier, or Pickens in a half PPR. I'm going to sit Algier there.
Juice Vino says, fellas, one tight end out of Kittle or Ertz? Which one you got higher, Kyle?
I've got Ertz higher.
Ertz higher. And then one wide receiver out of Ridley or Kirk. I'll take the guy that's getting more volume over the past couple weeks. Give me Christian Kirk.
I have Dalvin Cook and Kareem Hunt as backups behind James Cook and Jonathan Taylor. Which one should I drop, Dalvin or Hunt? I probably would still keep Dalvin right now.
Popeye M9. I have Hawkinson and Laporta. Who to start at tight end, and then flex Dell, Judy, or Laporta, Hawkinson, the other tight end if we don't choose them. Honestly, I'm not going to sit TJ Hawkinson. I love Sam Laporta, and I think he could see a lot of extra volume, but I don't know if I can sit TJ Hawkinson at all. With your other options, though, between Dell, Judy, or the other tight end, I have to say that for one of the first times in a long time, the next safest option would be the opposite tight end. So, honestly, if you want to play it a little bit safer with guys who still have upside, I'm going double tight end right here.
Anna, I have a stepbrother and a stepsister, but there's a reason I never talk about them. So I'm like half an only child. Hunter Henry is having a better season than George Kittle. I know that.
Was it a question or a statement?
I think it was a statement, but I'm not sure why.
Pick 4 in a full PPR. Says Devin A. Train, like that, with Gibbs, who's out, probably not going to play. Ridley, Thielen, Nicole Collins again, and T. Higgins. Well, T. Higgins is out. Jahmyr Gibbs is doubtful to play. So that only leaves us 4 other names, Spicy. That's Devin A. Chain, Calvin Ridley, Adam Thielen, and Nico Collins.
Richie Rich, give me Kirk over Michael Wilson.
Thomas Van Hooser sent a $4.99 donation and retracted his message. Don't know what it was, but we appreciate that. MNEIV says, correction, I was offered Diggs for Pollard. Okay, that's completely different because I said before that there's no way I was getting rid of him. So now, being that you have Henry, Pierce, and Mostert, should you get rid of Pollard to add Diggs? You're in desperate need of a wide receiver. As much as I hate to lose Pollard, I would take Diggs.
Gus Edwards or Jalen Warren? If this is a PPR league, it's Jalen Warren. If it's anything else, it's Gus Edwards.
Thomas Van Hooser also put in another question here. See it here, Thomas. Addison or Warren in a full PPR? The safer floor is going to be Warren. Personally, I'm going to gamble for the higher upside and go Addison, though.
Tyler Boyd or Damian Pierce in the flex this week. Half PPR, full PPR, it's Tyler Boyd. Standards, Damian Pierce.
I finally see the comment here from Chuli3, number 1 overall pick, Kyle Richardson. Okay, I finally got to that one. Quan, 12-team PPR. Should I start JT over James Cook? I also have Kyron Williams. I had Terry McLaurin in my flex this week. I'm sick of that move. It sucks. I don't. Maybe Terry hooked up with one of Sam Howell's girls or something, because it is crazy how Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson are now the least targeted options in that offense. That's absolutely nuts. So should you start JT over James Cook? I personally wouldn't this week. I'm going with James Cook over JT. You also have Kyron Williams. He may be the safer option, but I'm still leaning towards James Cook.
James McNeil says, these guys don't answer any of my questions, so why should I participate? Well, darn, if you would have asked your question there, I would have answered it for you.
Kyle, you can respond.
Guys.
Oh, I thought you could respond with a crying emoji.
Oh, no. Dino. Oh. Hey, guys, in a full PPR, pick 2, Aaron Jones, ETN, and Pittman. Since it's a full PPR, if we want the most upside, we have to hear about Aaron Jones first. I would go Aaron Jones and Pittman. But obviously, if we don't hear anything about Aaron Jones, it'd be ETN and Pittman.
Wayne Eischer. Am I starting Zay Flowers, Calvin Ridley over Jonathan Taylor in my flex? It's a full PPR scoring. Honestly, this is so difficult because we have no idea how many snaps Jonathan Taylor is actually going to take. So if you'd rather play it safer in a full PPR, you go with both wide receivers and then just hope that JT doesn't go crazy.
The truth, we have not skipped your super chat. We just haven't gotten to it yet. We're probably about 20, 25 minutes behind right now. Full PPR flex spot, Myers or Dell? Since it's a full PPR, your safest bet will probably be Myers because Jimmy G is going to play this week. Tank Dell will have the highest upside, though.
R3D, can you give a shout out to my son, Jamie? Much love, you guys. 4-0 club. How about this? Jamie, what's going on, little man?
Oh, wait, sorry. That was the wrong thing.
No. Son. We're doing a shout out to his son, and Jamie is probably a good little guy. And here you,
Jamie, what's going on?
Jamie, I apologize for my co-host and the way that he acts. I can't control it. I've had to deal with this now, Jamie, for 5 years. I'm glad you only had to endure it for 5 seconds, but what's going on, little man?
Yeah, that was my bad. We talked about last week how we haven't been telling anyone to suck it this year, and then
here you are. Poor little guy. Yeah.
Oh, man. Do I play Burrow or pick up Purdy to play this week? I mean, if you want to play it safe, you can go with Purdy, but Burrow will still have more upside for me.
Jonathan Taylor? Oh, this is for Dan Steele in a PPR. Jonathan Taylor or Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Honestly, I'd probably lean towards Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I'm not a big fan of that mustache that Jonathan Taylor has going on right now. What is that thing? Weird. It's like a weird mustache. Get rid of it.
Jonathan Wilson, pick 2 in a full PPR. Oh, man. Then a full PPR pick 2 from Jonathan Wilson. Adam Thielen, George Pickens, DeAndre Hopkins, or Tutu Atwell. And a full PPR, I would go Thielen and George Pickens here. If you wanted a little bit more upside than Adam Thielen, since he's going up against Detroit, who, again, is extremely banged up right now, I would go Tutu Atwell instead.
Jared Sibby, I'm 0-4. I have Kirk, Swift, White, Madison, Amon-Ra, Olave, Waddle, Palmer, and Waller, and Henry. Can I make a run, or is it over? You still have a chance. If you get to 0-6, then, Jared, there may be some trouble. But you definitely got enough guys. You need to get healthy, right? You need Amon-Ra healthy. You need to get Derek Carr healthy for Chris Olave. That's going to help for sure. Jalen Waddle missed a game. You should be good there as well. Overall, solid team. Don't give up yet.
Peasy's upset at you all because he said that he would gift 10 memberships if we hit 750, or was it 20? Might have been 10 or 20. I can't remember. Anyway, he was going to give some memberships, and you guys haven't gotten us to 750 likes yet, which is crazy because we have 1,100 people watching right now. DeAndre Hopkins or Aaron Jones in my flex. I'm probably just going to go ahead and roll with Aaron Jones there over DeAndre Hopkins.
Lit Nick here says he only has 46 more months worth of his membership, and then he's out because that will give him 69 months worth of a membership.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Lit Nick were to cancel his membership, or you know what?
Start a new one.
Yes, he'll create a new account called
Lit
Nick 69, and then he will just go for another 69 months with that.
Yep, I can see that too.
Full PPR, Michael Wilson or Christian Watson? Michael Wilson probably a little safer in a full PPR. Christian Watson for sure has more upside.
All right, Kyle, this one's from Ricky, but he needs the tight end whisperer on this one. PPR question 1. He's projected to lose this week. Need upside out of Kittle or Musgrave?
Musgrave.
Okay. And then question 2 in the Guillotine League. Hunter Henry, Tank Dell, Jamison Williams. Side note, Henry is the highest ranked in your rankings video, in case you didn't know.
Wait, what is it again?
Hunter Henry, Tank Dell, or Jamison Williams. And needs some upside.
If you need upside, we got to go with Tank Dell.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, Tank Dell it is. And then Quan also became a member of Holden Chubb as well.
Who did?
Quan.
What Quan! Do I play Jamison Williams with Amon-Ra out this week? AJD. It really depends. Michigan's up 38-10, by the way, just in case you were wondering.
Nobody cares. Nobody.
Would I start? Oh, I just lost it. Oh, Jamison Williams with Amon-Ra. It really depends. If you need upside, yeah, absolutely. You would want to play Jamison Williams. But if you've got some guys that are also safer than Jamison Williams but present a decent amount of upside, I'm not willing to go Jamison Williams right away.
Shane Howard, start 3 wide receivers in PPR. Got Puka, Kupp, Chase, Wilson, and Watson. Holy hell. You have a ton of great options. Just to keep it a little bit safer here, I'm going to go with Kupp, Chase, and Garrett Wilson as the 3 options here. Even though I love Puka, you got some other great options. Don't want to put all my eggs into one basket.
Got offered JJ and Lamb for Ayuk, Debo, and AJ Brown. I'd probably take JJ and Lamb there.
Ricky says, I appreciate you guys. I'm not able to watch this love, is what he says, but I'm pretty sure he means live. I'll rewatch it later today, and thank you guys. Detroit by 50. He's rooting for your Lions, Kyle.
I know. Who has more upside this week, Henry or Kyron Williams? Derrick Henry.
Jackie. Dobbs or Flowers as a wide receiver 2 in a full PPR. Mandrews, so Mark Andrews is the tight end. I love Zay Flowers this week. I really do. I think Zay Flowers is probably the safer option for you here due to volume. But if you wanted to gamble for a higher touchdown upside, that would be Dobbs going up against Las Vegas.
Brian Robinson let me down this week. It actually wasn't Brian Robinson who let you down. It was the Washington defense who let the game get out of control so they couldn't run the football.
In like the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yes.
Baytown becoming a member for the 22nd month. Full PPR start Stroud or Zach Wilson. I still have Stroud higher there. Flex Kirk, Ridley, Mostert, Davis, Atwell. Been leaving a lot of points on the bench this season. You're already starting a Chan, JJ, and AJ Brown. So we need a flex out of those options. I'm guessing that's Gabe Davis there, Kirk, Ridley, Mostert, Gabe Davis, Tutu Atwell. A lot of these guys are all boom or bust for sure. If you'd rather play it slightly safer, it's Kirk. If you want to gamble, it becomes Gabe Davis.
And Michigan just had a pick 6. FYI. Kamara, Saquon, Madison, Stevenson, and pick 2 in a standard league from Peasy. Even in a standard league, I'm still going to go with Kamara. If Saquon plays, it's 100% him. If he were not to play for some reason, then it's Stevenson.
Larry Studs in the chat says 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex out of Henry, ETN, Stevenson, Mostert, Diggs, St. Brown, Ridley, Kirk, Ayuk, and Nico Collins. So we know that St. Brown doubtful to play. So as your 2 wide receivers here, as of right now, give me Diggs and give me Ayuk as your other wide receiver. For running backs, give me Henry and Stevenson at running back. And then as your flex play, if you want to gamble for a little bit more upside, it's probably Nico Collins. If you'd rather play it a little bit safer, it would be Raheem. I'm not quite a must start, but I'm still pretty dang good Mostert.
Would you start Jacoby Myers, Christian Watson, or Travis Etienne? Safety is going to be Travis Etienne. The highest upside there out of those guys. You would think I'm going to say Christian Watson, but I'm not. I'm going to say Jacoby Myers.
Appreciate the $4.99 donation from Abdulaziz Al Ayub. I appreciate that. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce that too bad. I wish Kyle could have read your name personally. Crash Batter 2. It's okay, Kyle.
Crash
you would butcher.
Batter?
No, not Crash Batter.
Crash
I'm sure
Batter 2?
No, you got that one. Start
Crash
2 at the flex.
Batar?
Michael Thomas, Ramondre Stevenson, Romeo Dobbs also dropped Hubbard or Boyd. If I had to drop one, it would be Hubbard as of right now with the Higgins injury. And then start 2 at your flex. I'm going to go with Dobbs as the first one, and then Ramondre Stevenson as your second.
Traded ETN, K9, and McLaurin for Eckler, B. Hall, and Watson in a 12-man full PPR. Did I win that trade? Eckler and Hall will have the most upside for sure. Definitely would rather have McLaurin over Watson. ETN and K9 could end up being a little bit safer. I think that's a pretty fair trade, and you get the win there if you're looking for upside.
All right, Kyle, we're gonna start going 2 to 1. I'm gonna do 2 for every one of your 1. Okay?
Why don't we just do 3, Jake?
Okay, fine. Here we go. J. Doe Gat, Waller, Henry, Musgrave, or Higbee in a PPR. If you want to play it safer, you go Musgrave. If you want to gamble, then you go Darren Waller. Stem-based, half PPR, 3 and 1. I forgot. Is Reynolds must start if St. Brown is out? I wouldn't say must start, but he definitely climbs the rankings a lot. Sutton or Javonte in the flex. Javonte's banged up. Give me Sutton. And finally, we looking to sell Mostert or wait. Probably not yet, coming off of a down game. Let's see him have another big game before you sell him. We tried to sell him a couple weeks ago. We had him in a video as a trade target. If you didn't get rid of him by then, we may have to hold off for another week or 2. And then Brian Jackson, full PPR, and buys and injuries have screwed you this week. You need 1 wide receiver and 1 flex out of Wan'Dale Robinson, Nick Westbrook, Latavius Murray that are on your roster. Notable free agents are Reynolds, Downs, Tony Conklin, and Jonnu. So what we're going to do here for the 1 wide receiver and the 1 flex, I'll do for the 1 wide receiver, it's probably going to be Wan'Dale Robinson. And for the second one, I'm probably going to drop Latavius Murray, pick up Josh Reynolds, and have him be that other guy.
Rashee Rice or Kincaid at the flex? I'm down bad. Kincaid, I think he could have a good week this week. I'm going to go with him.
Sergio Quintero, becoming a member for the 24th month. Biopic on how you all came together as the fantasy headliners and behind the music style from VH1. Okay, so real quick.
Ryan Reynolds would play me for sure.
He didn't ask who would play us.
It doesn't matter. I gave.
Okay, well, it's not gonna. No, it's not. Okay, real quick. I started this channel with the Lone Boner Mac back in 2017. Kyle was working for another company. I met Kyle through Twitter. Doing fantasy football things. He invited me. Actually, I invited him on this show. I asked him if he had crabs. He thought I was crazy. He then turned around and invited me to the show where he was currently at, which we'll not name the name of because they are not great. And then after that, it kind of just went all downhill from there. And we've been together since 19, Kyle? 2018. 19? I think it was 19.
20, 21, 22, 23.
Carry the 4, something like that. Anyway, probably a much better story for a different time, different place. Ben Patnick gifted 5 memberships to the Headliner Nation. Appreciate that. Ballast, what? What are you laughing at? Oh, Seth Rogen is me. Dude, I still, and you have to agree, Kyle, you don't see it.
I do agree. I don't see it, but it's still funny because I didn't think about it.
Nobody sees it, but somehow on YouTube, I don't get it.
Oh, man.
Ballast Boys Plumbing, appreciate your donation. And then Abdul Aziz had a question come through. Been a member for a year so far. Quick question. Should I start Musgrave or Waller? Musgrave is going to be safer this week. Tutu or Josh Reynolds? Honestly, Josh Reynolds probably a little bit safer as well. And then JT or Pierce. Pierce is going to see a lot more volume, but his offensive line is absolutely decimated. If you'd rather play it safer, and this is quotation fingers here, it's Jonathan Taylor. If you wanted to gamble, it's Dameon Pierce.
Should I trade D-Hop and Barkley for Mixon and JT? If you need running back help bad, I would do that.
Carlos Douglas Jr., full PPR, need one quarterback at a Burrow, Dobbs, or Stafford. I have Stafford ranked the highest out of that group as of right now. The highest I've ranked Stafford in what feels like 2 years now. Robbie Frey, becoming a member for the 24th month, says flex fill in with Gibbs now doubtful in a full PPR. Khalif Raymond, Drake London, or Michael Wilson. I'm going to gamble right there, Robbie. I'm going Michael Wilson in hopes that he can see another 7+ target game. Luis Alcantara, what's going on, Luis? Becoming a member for the 29th month. Full PPR, 12 team, 4-point per passing touchdown. Herbert or Richardson rest of season? I love both of them for sure. I probably slightly lean Herbert by a skosh. And then rank in order rest of season, Deontay Rice, Jamison Williams, Mims, Quentin Johnston. Rest of season, well, we know Deontay Johnson not back yet. So as of right now, I'm going to go Jamison Williams, Deontay Johnson, Marvin Mims, Quentin Johnston, Rashee Rice in that order. And then rest of season, Algier or Ford. Give me Ford as of right now.
Traded Keenan Allen for Kamara and Marquise Brown. Is that a good trade? I only have ETN because Chubb got injured, but I still have Puka and Amon-Ra as my wide receivers without Allen. Could it end up working out for you? Yes. I also think you could have gotten a better deal for Keenan Allen.
Tendo Noshi. Start 2, sit 1. Great. There's only 3 names listed, so thank you for narrowing it down for me, though. I do appreciate that. Tutu, Zay Flowers, or Jaleel McLaughlin. I can only sit one of them, and honestly, I'm probably going to sit McLaughlin.
Start Ferguson or Dalton Kincaid? I'm going Dalton Kincaid. I think I keep cutting you off.
You do. It's okay. Jose Toscano, with Gibbs out, should I start Samaje Perine or Jaylen Warren? I'm probably going to lean towards Jaylen Warren, especially if this is PPR style scoring. Hector Valles says Jamison Williams or Tank Dell in a standard league. In a standard league, I'm probably going to gamble a little bit and go with Jamison Williams, hope for the big play. Austin 7153, love you guys. T's and P's and kisses. Appreciate you, Austin. Travis Knott, start Mostert, Kyron Williams, or James Cook in a full PPR. I hate to sit 2 of these 3 guys, but if I had to choose one right now that I'm going to play, it's James Cook.
Love or Richardson? Give me Richardson.
Scott Drummond dropping a 20 bomb. Appreciate you, Scott. Superflex, full PPR. Mahomes is my number 1. Also have Baker and Carr. With Baker on a bye and Carr situation, would you start a skill set type player in the Superflex spot? There is no starting quarterbacks available on waivers. I don't know who else you have available to throw into that spot, but if it's not somebody that we can count on each and every week, like a stud type player, I'm probably just going to gamble and go with Derek Carr. If you have somebody like trying to think of a name, maybe like a Brandon Ayuk on your bench or something, honestly, I may go towards Brandon Ayuk a little bit right there in that situation, but it just depends who you have on your bench. WRBK, appreciate you out there, says select 2 in a full PPR to Connor, Kamara, or Monty. Monty will start in every single motherfucking league I can possibly see this week with doubtful Jahmyr Gibbs. So Monty is one of them. And in a full PPR, give me Kamara for the second. The truth. Oh, it just scrolled on me, Kyle.
I'll answer a couple real quick. Barkley, Achan, and Kyron. Who should I start as RB2 and flex in a full PPR? Highest upside if Barkley plays, obviously, and isn't limited. It's Achan and Barkley, but keep an eye on it because then if you do, you got to move to Achan and Kyron.
All right, I found it.
Travis Etienne or Brees Hall in a full PPR. Give me Brees Hall.
The truth. Back to you. You have Devontae Adams and Puka as your current starters. Who's your flex this week out of Zay Flowers, Garrett Wilson, Romeo Doubs, Jacoby Myers, or Josh Reynolds? I feel like you drafted Garrett Wilson so early, and this may be the only week rest of season that we can start him with any type of confidence going up against Denver. So I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson there and hope that he gets like 12 plus targets this week. Vikash Shan says, hey, fellas, help. Which running back to start? Swift, Henry, Jones, Monty, Edwards. So I'm guessing we only need 2 here. David Montgomery is an absolute must for me. The second one is going to be Derrick Henry. I hate to sit DeAndre Swift as of right now, but we'll come back to that. Which wide receivers to start? Out of Ridley, Dobbs, Thomas, and Sutton, and JMO, I'll probably have to gamble there and go with Ridley and Dobbs still. You have T-Law as your quarterback, Ertz as your tight end, and if you can throw one of these guys into the flex, it would be DeAndre Swift. Omar Barrientos, becoming a member for 23 months, need a flex between Warren, Olave, Mostert, starting a Chan, and Swift already. Oh, man, this would normally for sure be Chris Olave, but we're worried about the health of Derek Carr, the matchup of against New England. You're already starting a Chan, but honestly, I probably gamble here and start Mostert as well. J.D. Stewart becoming a member for 21 months, need 2 running backs in a flex. Aaron Jones, a Chan, Cook, Stevenson, Kirk in a full PPR. Thanks, Headliner Nation. Appreciate you, J.D. 2 running backs in a flex. As of right now, if you'd rather play it safer because Aaron Jones is on Monday and we don't know for sure, it's a Chan and James Cook. If you want to gamble a little bit, you can throw in Aaron Jones and a Chan. But honestly, if it's me personally, I'm just playing it safe right now. Unless something were to happen to come out before kickoff there of those games, I'm going to Chan and Cook. And then your flex play out of Kirk, Stevenson, and Aaron Jones. Right now, I'm looking at give me Ramondre Stevenson to find the end zone, hopefully.
Carl, flex 1 in a full PPR. Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Tank Dell, Debo, Addison. Best upside and floor players. Best upside for me is going to be Tank Dell, the safest player. I still believe Debo probably gives you anywhere from 5 to 6 targets. He doesn't have the best upside because I don't think he gets the best volume, but he should get you just enough, and maybe we add in a couple of rushing attempts with it.
Cody Peterson, I have Pollard as my running back 1, Chase, Devontae as your wide receivers, and been using Nakua as your flex. Your problem is your running back 2, you have Madison, Miles Sanders, Jahmyr Gibbs. Would you try moving Nakua with cutback for a running back 2? Being that you have Chase and Devontae Adams already, more than likely you drafted Puka super late or you claimed him off of waivers, so you're not overly reliant on him for the rest of your roster. So if you're going to, now is the time to do it for sure. Warhorse becoming a member for the 29th month. Say my name. What's going on, Warhorse? Love you guys. Do I play Trevor Lawrence over Russell Wilson or not? Let's get that win, Headliners. Man, Warhorse, both of these guys with some tough matchups this week. T-Law against Buffalo and Russell Wilson against the Jets, who just kind of put a lid on Patrick Mahomes last week. Let me see. I have Trevor Lawrence 3 spots higher as of right now. Ryan Guffey, Debo, Kelsey for Taylor, Goddard, and Collins. Debo and Kelsey for Taylor, Goddard, and Collins. So I'm guessing you're going to get Jonathan Taylor, you're going to get Dallas Goedert, and Nico Collins. If that's the case, I'd probably take that deal here rest of season. It may not work out if it processes this week or not, but going forward, I don't hate that whatsoever. Lorenzo Holloway, sit 1 out of Ramondre Stevenson or Gus Edwards. It's going to be Gus Edwards. I'm not going to start Gus Edwards just yet. He hasn't really proven to be able to do much in that offense consistently. And then Lit Nick has also gifted another 10 memberships to the Headliner Nation. Appreciate you, Nick.
Ooh. Star Olave or Puka? We're going to go with Puka.
Yes, Wayne Eicher with a 20 bomb. Appreciate you. Jake, when I think Jake, when I think you guys are the GOAT of fantasy, you outdo yourselves with Monday's overreactions. Absolutely love it. Won the last 2 years and is currently 4-0 in your big money league. Okay, I'll quit kissing backside. Kyle, repeat after me. OHIO.
Yeah, no, not
Sorry,
happening.
Wayne. I tried. He's like Ron Burgundy. He may have, if he was the one reading it, he may have done it, but otherwise.
I saw that one earlier. I knew it was coming already.
Okay, cool. 172 Gates, half PPR. Who should I start in your second flex between Wan'Dale Robinson, Jake Ferguson, or Jonathan Taylor? I know it's not great choices. Bye-week blues. The safest option is probably going to be Wan'Dale Robinson, unless you wanted to gamble and just hope that Jonathan Taylor gets some type of goal line carry in his first game back. It's just a little bit more of a risk. Roman Davalos, Tyler Boyd or Christian Kirk. Salute headliners fam. How's it going out there, Roman? So between Boyd and Kirk, if you want the easier matchup, it's going to be Tyler Boyd going up against Arizona, Christian Kirk going up against that Buffalo defense alongside Calvin Ridley. I'd probably lean, if you want to play it safer, being Tyler Boyd, more of a risk Kirk. Debo Sims becoming a member for the 13th month of excessive chub. Kalafa becoming a member for the 29th month. Says Jake and Kyle need one tight end in a full PPR between Ferguson or Kincaid. Kyle sounds like he's leaning towards Kincaid this week to score a touchdown, hopefully. He appreciates us, loves the channel, hashtag headliner for life.
Narcissistic Pancake. Would you drop Goddard if you have Laporta? I don't want to, but I'm going to need some room on the bench, and I feel like he just isn't being used. I would, absolutely.
Is that in the running for one of the coolest YouTube names? Narcissistic Pancake?
Or Narcissistic Pancake.
I mean, I like it.
It depends. Are we doing regular syrup or like chocolate?
Got to be regular syrup, maple syrup. Jason Dale becoming a member for the 25th month. I remember the Twitter chat days of Headliner Nation. Had Jason been around for a minute if he remembers the Twitter chats for sure. Zen Rebel Studios, appreciate you out there. It says 12-team PPR. Wide receiver 2, Kirk, Dobbs, or Downs. If you'd rather play it the safest, it's Dobbs. If you want to gamble, it's Kirk. Max Skills 001 becoming a member for the 21st month. Hey guys, which QB should I start? Love or Stroud? As of right now, I have Jordan Love 2 spots higher. Tan Fam, should I sell high on DJ Moore? I have Hurts, Pittman, CD, Chase, Walker, Kamara, Javonte, Laporta, Henry, Elijah Moore. Thank you guys. Sub since 30K. Tan, I've recognized your name for a long time. I believe on Patreon as well. Thank you so much for sticking around here with us. Do you sell high on DJ Moore? Honestly, I probably don't, because DJ Moore could be a league-winning style player. It's why we loved him so much this offseason. It's what we've seen the past couple weeks. Even though you have great depth everywhere else, I don't think I'm selling high on DJ Moore right now. Scales Speaks, appreciate you. Says Sanders is hurt. Start him, Chuba, or Jalen Warren. As of right now, I feel slightly safer about Jalen Warren, especially if this is a PPR scoring format. The show, Ertz or Ferguson, Tua or Richardson, Pollard or Hall. So first, between Ertz or Ferguson, give me Ertz. Between Tua and Richardson, I have Tua 1 spot higher than Richardson. And then between Pollard and Hall, we know Kyle loves himself some Breece Hall this week, and I absolutely do too. If you want to play it slightly safer, Breece Hall is my guy there, with Pollard going up against San Francisco. Omar Barriente says flex Mostert, Warren, or Olave, starting Swift in a chain in a standard league. This question sounds oddly familiar. Did we do this one already? I'm looking. Yes, we did. We already got to this one, so we are good. It's the same one as before. Somehow it popped in twice, I guess. Kiop 901. Flex Debo Samuels, wide receiver. Flex Debo Samuels or Jaleel McLaughlin. Okay, now I get it. I don't love McLaughlin this week, so honestly, I'll probably gamble and go with Debo Samuel. Derek Childress. I just traded for Jamar Chase. Do we still believe in him rest of the year? I had DJ Moore. I traded him for Amari Cooper, and then took Amari Cooper and traded him for him and some trash and a defense for Chase. Hate to lose DJ Moore, if I'm being completely honest. Jamar Chase, though, isn't the problem. It's the health of Joe Burrow. And being that they're not letting him rest and sit and get healthy, I'm just hoping this injury doesn't totally go on all year long, because that's what's absolutely killing the ceiling of Jamar Chase. Overall, we know Jamar Chase is elite. I don't hate that. but it could be a few more weeks still before we see him 100% producing if it takes Joe Burrow some time to heal. Debo Sims says Joe Burrow or Josh Dobbs. Right now I have Josh Dobbs higher. Michael Schwer, welcome to Holden Chubb. Appreciate you out there. Ed Miller, what's up, fellas? Half PPR, wide receiver 2, Kirk, Flowers, Tank Dell, or Thielen. Tight end is Henry or Ertz. Flex a Chan, James Cook, or Stevenson. So for me, this week, as your wide receiver, I'm going to go with Zay Flowers and Christian Kirk. Actually, if you want to gamble, it's Christian Kirk. If you'd rather play it slightly safer, then you could go with Adam Thielen. It would be Thielen and Flowers. For your tight end, I'm going to go with Ertz. And then as your flex play here, I'm going to take the upside play of a Chan.
I'm going to bang out 3 here real quick in a row. So you guys are in favor of James Cook over Taylor this week. Yes, I'll take James Cook. He's getting tons of touches. 15 to 17 touches a game, averaging over 100 yards a game. I'll take that this week over what we could potentially get with JT. Ertz or Musgrave the rest of the season. Musgrave will have higher upside than Ertz the rest of the season if that's what you need. And then Akeem Manning, flex 1 in a full PPR. Thielen, Lamb, or a Chan. Lamb, since it is a full PPR.
Johnny says pick 2 for my flex, Kirk, Thielen, or Pacheco. If you'd rather play it the safest, it's going to be Thielen and Pacheco. If you want to gamble a little bit more, that's Kirk and Pacheco. Personally, I'm going Thielen, though. Carl Abreu, flex 1 in a full PPR. Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Tank Dell, Debo, or Addison. What's the best upside and floor play? The best floor play, in my opinion, is probably going to be Zay Flowers. I think he has the safest floor this week. The highest upside play this week, give me Christian Watson going up against Las Vegas. Brandon Long, Dynasty 2 quarterback league. Would it be stupid to trade Mahomes for Richardson? Would it be stupid? No. Am I going to do that, though? I don't know if you really gain a whole lot by doing that, so I probably just take the guy who's had the proven track record longer and just stick with Mahomes. It's not like he's old yet. Sammy, any hope for Taysom Hill this week? There's always hope for Taysom Hill, but if we didn't see it very much last week, I don't know if we're going to see it much any week.
Are we getting a Taysom Hill question?
We did. But I answered it, not you. Juice 420. Should I start Musgrave or Ferguson? Also, since Sun God is out, who should I flex between Dell, Addison, or Stevenson? Should I also start Stafford over T-Law now since Kupp is back? Yes, I have Stafford higher to answer that question. Musgrave over Ferguson, give me Musgrave. And then with Amon-Ra out, who should you flex out of Dell, Addison, or Stevenson? I'm looking, it doesn't say if this is a full PPR or not. If it's a full PPR, I'm probably going to lean towards Tank Dell. Any type of PPR scoring, I'll lean towards Tank Dell. If it's standard, then give me Addison. It's legendary one. Says start one out of Puka, Myers, Thielen, Josh Reynolds, or Gabe Davis. If you want the safer play, it's going to be Puka still. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, it would be Gabe Davis. Token Taylor Games. Becoming a member for the 12th month. Evening, gents, full PPR, 2 separate leagues. Number 1, Adam Thielen or Debo. Thielen's still going to be safer. Debo is just so hard to trust with his injury concerns. And then number 2, Nico or Puka. Thanks, guys. Nico's got that tough matchup going up against Atlanta, so give me Puka.
My turn?
Your turn.
Craig Reynolds.
No.
An okay flex play this week from David Hathaway? No, because if David Montgomery was stealing all those touches from Jahmyr Gibbs, you can bet your sweet behind he's going to definitely be stealing them from Craig Reynolds for sure.
Austin 7153. Y'all ranked my team C+ week 1. Rank it again after trades. Superflex 10-team PPR. You got Mahomes and T-Law, Jacobs Mixon, Adams, CeeDee Lamb, Ertz, Aubrey Miami. On the bench, you got the Muth, Damian Pierce, Hollywood, Jameson Williams, and the Chiefs. First thing is, don't carry 2 defenses. You can get yourself somebody else besides that defense. You don't need to carry both of them. Overall, though, the team for a Superflex league is way better than a C+ now. I can tell you've improved all over the place. You had to have, because there's no way we would have given this team a C+. I think you've upgraded all the way to like a high B+, low A-. Chico 410, need a flex option between Stevenson, Davis, or Tutu. Half PPR, thanks, guys. If you'd rather play it the safest here, Chico, it's Stevenson. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, is Gabe Davis. The show, full PPR, pick 1, Josh Reynolds, Boyd, or Addison. Another one of these questions that seems so familiar. I wish I could sort by person, but I don't think I can. So pick one in a full PPR. If you wanted to play it the safest way, leaning towards Josh Reynolds for the upgraded or the opportunity for more targets with no Amon-Ra. If you wanted to gamble for the higher upside, then it becomes Addison. Derek Childress, what should we do with Zach Moss? Hang or trade? I don't think you're going to get a whole lot for him right now with all the JT news, so you probably have to hang on to him right this second. Steven Siciliano. What's going on, Steven? Fellas, ready to win some money this weekend, Jake? Absolutely. In a standard no tight end spot, pick 3 between Nico, Garrett Wilson, Hawkinson, Kirk, or Pittman. 4 head kisses from Steven. My 3 are going to be Garrett Wilson, Michael Pittman, and for my 3rd, if you want to play it safer, it's TJ Hawkinson. If you wanted to gamble, it's Nico Collins. Andrew Gathright becoming a member for 1 month now. Full PPR pick 2 at a JT, James Cook, Cup Stevenson, Nico Collins. Being that you have other decent options, we'll avoid JT for this first week and go James Cook and Cooper Kupp.
Raphael, I have Puka, Kupp, Ayuk, and Thielen. Pick 3 for a PPR. It's Puka, Kupp, and Ayuk. Jake Cruz in a full PPR. I need 2 wide receivers in a flex between Christian Watson, Jerry Jeudy, Nico Collins, Michael Thomas, Tank Dell, or Wilson. If you want to play it safe, it's going to be Tank Dell, Michael Thomas, and Jerry Jeudy.
Now I get a question here from Narcissistic Pancake. Pick 2 in a full PPR. Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson, Zay Flowers. Honestly, 3 guys that I like this week. If you'd rather play it the safer floor option, it'd be Wilson and Flowers. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, it's Wilson and Watson. K. Scott, good evening, Lords of Headliner Clan. Should I play Cousins or Brock? Let me see here. I have Cousins a few spots higher, not by a whole lot there, over Brock Purdy. You picked up Jamison Williams. Is it time to drop Sky Moore? You have AJ, Zay, Jones, and Jahan Dotson as well. Probably, I don't know if we're going to get to a point where we get to start them because they're spreading the ball around so much. So if there is a better option out there, I wouldn't fault you for it. Oh, Shagnificent. Trade Collins for Richardson. So Nico Collins for, I'm guessing, Anthony Richardson. You have Dak already. You streamed Howell, which is good. You have AJ, Aaron Jones, Olave, Kirk, Pickens, and Reynolds left at the wide receiver if you trade. So you have, oh, that's got to be A.J. Brown then. A.J. Brown, Olave, Kirk, Pickens, and Reynolds. So that's solid. If you trade Nico for Richardson rest of season, I don't hate that. I don't hate that whatsoever. I think Richardson's ceiling is going to be higher than that of Dak's rest of season. Silas Wrightington, pick 2 out of Ayuk, Olave, Flowers, and Addison. For me, it's going to be Flowers and Ayuk. Danny Ocasio, new subscriber. Welcome, Danny. We appreciate you. Full PPR. I got CMC. Hey, Will. Kyron Williams, okay. Mixon and Aaron Jones. Top wide receivers are Olive or Olave. Pittman, Lockett. Who out of Mixon or AJ should I package for a wide receiver 1? If that is Aaron Jones, which I'm guessing, if I had to trade one of them as of right now, it's probably going to be leaning towards Aaron Jones by a hair because he's not healthy. But I don't know if you're going to be able to get a return of a wide receiver 1 for either one of those guys right now.
Trade Austin Eckler for Rashad White and Stroud and a 2. No, absolutely not. I don't even need to read the rest of that. I'm not doing that. And then Chuba Hubbard or Zach Moss today. Oh. What? If it's a PPR league, I'll go Chuba Hubbard. If it's half PPR,
I almost just hope for a trash touchdown score from Zach Moss at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I mean, in just hopes that they limit JT and Moss gets some garbage work. E-Man says Michael Wilson, Khalif Raymond with Reynolds. Reynolds isn't banged up as much. It's Amon-Ra. We got Tank Dell, Rashee Rice, or Jaden Reed in a full PPR. Reed has projected more points than Dobbs, Watson. Don't ignore the projections, right? Site projections on every site are absolutely horrible. For me, out of those options, though, I'm probably going to gamble, and I'm going to go with Tank Dell in hopes that he can kind of bounce back from last week. Ray Guillermo, Michael Thomas, or Rashee Rice at the flex. Rashee Rice needs a touchdown, right? If he doesn't score a touchdown, he doesn't help you because the volume's not very high. I'll take the slight uptick in volume and go Michael Thomas there. Mr. Collins, need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex out of Chase, Puka, Tank, Christian Watson, Bijan Robinson, Josh Jacobs, and Travis Etienne. Great options there. So your 2 running backs is going to be Bijan Robinson and Josh Jacobs. Your 2 wide receivers are going to be Jamar Chase and Puka Nacua. And then your flex spot is going to be Christian Watson for me. Lorenzo Holloway. You got start 1 out of Stevenson or Gus Edwards. That's still going to be Stevenson for me there. Thank you guys. Love Headliner Nation. Appreciate that. Rory Miller. It's my birthday. I'm drunk. LOL. Go Headliners. Happy birthday, Rory. Happy birthday out there. Jerry Medina. Just go. I'm guessing this means just got here. Pretty sure this has been answered numerous times. Do you play JT? JT is going to be on a snap count. It's going to depend on your other options. I don't think that they go out there and give him 18 touches. I'm kind of looking like somewhere right around 10 touches or so. So it's going to be pretty risky. I'm not going to say he's an automatic must start just this week, depending on your other options. And then Beard Belichick, half full PPR, got them in both Thielen or Ridley. Thielen's going to give you the safer floor this week. He's just seeing too many targets each week. Ridley has more of a touchdown opportunity this week. I believe more of a bigger play guy. If you'd rather play it safer, it's Thielen. If you want to gamble, then it's Ridley.
Ramondre or Pacheco, Snake Eyes. Pacheco's going to be safer for me over Ramondre this week. Trust Zach Moss at all. It's a crappy matchup, and you've got JT coming back, so no, I don't. Dell, Judy, or Thielen, I'm going to take Dell. Bijan and Ridley for JJ. I'm probably not doing that unless you are absolutely stacked at running back and you need a better wide receiver.
Kyle, Anna has a tongue twister for you to read.
Oh, God.
You want to scroll up to find it?
No.
No? You want me to say it?
Sure.
Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitter, so Betty bought better butter to make the bitter butter better. Would you have been okay with that one? Nah, maybe not. Ross Gaspard, thank you so much for your $2 donation. His first super chat here on a live stream. Guy the Allfather says, I was offered Eckler and Amon-Ra for Mahomes and Kelsey. Didn't accept the trade because neither plays Sunday, but is it a decent trade? It's a 12-man, 1-point PPR. Thanks, and go Lions. So you got offered Eckler and Amon-Ra for Mahomes and Kelsey. With Amon-Ra not 100% and Eckler coming off of an injury, right now I probably still hold that stack of Mahomes and Kelsey, but it really depends on what the rest of your roster looks like. What other quarterback options do you have? What are you going to take as a downgrade at the tight end position? Those two things matter overall as well. Derek Childress, should I pick up Deontay Johnson? I'm hurting and need someone safe. Deontay Johnson isn't even playing for sure, is he?
I don't think he was activated yet.
I don't think he was even activated yet. Unless I'm like totally faded right now.
Joe Burrow or Matthew Stafford? We're going to go Matthew Stafford. Wan'Dale Robinson, Calvin Austin, Michael Gallup, or Jaden Reed? I'll go Wan'Dale Robinson and Jaden Reed. Brees or not Olave? Definitely Brees this week. Dell or Miles Sanders? Dell for me. Stevenson, yes. Pacheco, or Sanders? Give me Stevenson and Pacheco.
Derek, I double-checked. He's not back yet, so he's not someone you can start this week. Going on rest of season, I don't mind picking him up there for sure. Backmac Gaming, half PPR, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex, 6 bench spots in this league. Would you trade Jones, Dillon, Judy, and Palmer for Henry, Spears, Goddard, and Gabe Davis? So you swap out Jones for Henry. You lose Dillon, which is no big deal. Judy, which is no big deal. Palmer, which is no big deal. You get Henry's backup in Spears, Goddard at tight end, and Gabe Davis. Yes, I make that trade. I make that trade right there, and I grab Derrick Henry. Also starting Ertz and Muth is on the IR. Other running backs are Mixon, K9, and Damian here. Yes, I make that trade, and I grab Derrick Henry. Dana White in the chat. What's going on, Dana? 12-team, half PPR. Trade Mondre and Tank Dell for Josh Jacobs. Yes, I would make that trade there as well. Christian Campos. What's up, Jake and Kyle? What do you think of my lineup here in a standard league? Josh Allen, love it. A.J. Brown, love it. Jalen Waddle, love it. Kyron Williams, love it. Raheem Mostert, like it. Darren Waller, Brandon Ayuk, love it. Your bench here is Jerome Ford, Kittle, Nico Collins, and Gibbs. Overall, that is a very solid lineup. That is a solid A- lineup. I don't mind that whatsoever. A lot of touchdown upside in that standard league for sure. Ed Miller, full PPR wide receiver 2, Ridley, Gabe Davis, Zay Flowers, Dobbs. So out of just one of those, the safest option in a full PPR, probably going to be Zay Flowers. If you're looking for a higher upside play, that would be Gabe Davis. At tight end, you got Kittle, Musgrave, or Kincaid. Personally, I'm going Musgrave. And then flexing Mostert, Gabe Davis, Zay Flowers, or Dobbs. If this is the same team, being that we've already talked about Davis and Flowers, if you want to play it safe in your flex, it's Dobbs. If you want to gamble, it becomes Mostert. Logan Miller. Pick 2 wide receivers in a full PPR. Ridley, Ayuk, Judy, Dobbs, or Hollywood. For me, it's going to be Ayuk and Dobbs as my 2 wide receivers. Your 2 running backs out of Stevenson, Kyron, or Aaron Jones. Right now, since we don't know for sure about Aaron Jones and he plays on Monday night, I'm going Stevenson and Kyron. And then also AR5 or Cousins. I believe I have Richardson higher. Yes, I have Richardson 1 spot higher, but you have the JJ stack. That's okay. I still have Anthony Richardson a little bit higher, and I'm not going to push that stack right there. Spence 548 traded Christian Kirk, Ramondre, and Godwin for Eckler and Olave. 12-team full PPR thoughts. Love the channel. Appreciate you, Spence. Overall, I love that trade. The problem is you may have to wait a week or 2 to really see the benefits of it from Eckler coming off of an injury and Olave dealing with Carr's injury. End of season, though, I definitely like that move.
Russell, James Cook, Swift, Nico Collins, and JT in a full PPR. Please pick 2. 2 running backs and a wide receiver. Well, the only wide receiver you have there is Nico Collins, so I'll have to pick him. But for the 2 running backs, I'll take DeAndre Swift, and I will take James Cook. Ridley, Hollywood, or Brees? It's Brees Hall week, baby. Yes. Mondre Sanders or Algier? Pick 2. Give me Sanders and Mondre.
Magic Arv. Hello. Would you start Nakua, Pittman, Kirk, or Rashee Rice in a full... What's going on? In a full PPR. I don't know how many I can choose, so I'll put them in order for you. It's going to be Nakua. Actually, it's the exact order that you have listed out there. Puka, Pittman, Kirk, and Rashee Rice. Christian Campos again says need 2 flex spots in a half PPR out of Jones, Achan, Mostert, Madison, and Dobbs. If you'd rather play it the safest, being that we do not know about Aaron Jones, I'm going to Chan and Dobbs. If you want to gamble a little bit more, it's a Chan and Jones, but then you have that Monday night fiasco if something doesn't happen where Aaron Jones is ruled out last minute. Aaron Josephson, Tua or Lamar? Double checking. I have Lamar a couple spots higher than Tua. And Mostert or Pacheco in a PPR. The safer floor right there is going to be Pacheco. If you want to gamble and shoot for the sky, then it's Mostert. If it's my team, I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards Pacheco. Jason Olivero, what's up, headliners? In a pickle, need 2 out of Rice, McLaughlin, Jamison Williams, Michael Wilson. Ouch. He says, appreciate it, you guys. Appreciate what you guys do. Keep it rolling. Thank you so much, Jason. I'm going to go with Jamison Williams and Michael Wilson and just hope that the young guys can do a little bit of something. Jonathan Wright, pick 2.5 PPR, Olave, Brees, Nico, or Ayuk. I'm going with Brees Hall and Brandon Ayuk out of those choices. 2 high upside plays. Henry Spicer. Choose 3 wide receivers for me in a half PPR out of Kirk, Thielen, Myers, Judy, or Pickens. Myers will be one of them. I think if you want to play it the safest route, you go Thielen, Myers, and Judy. That's the safest route. If you're willing to gamble a little bit on some upside, then it becomes Myers, Judy, and Pickens, and that's kind of the high gamble upside play. Your turn, Kyle.
My turn? Okay. Whoa. Chat's like freaking out. What are your thoughts on Tank Dell going forward as a more consistent option? I don't think he's going to be very consistent. I think you're going to get some big games, but I think Nico Collins is going to be the guy that offers you more consistent performances. The reason why I think you could end up seeing more boom or bust from Tank Dell is because when Nico Collins has the better matchup, he'll have the better day, and Tank Dell will kind of step into that role. But as long as Nico Collins doesn't see like a top tier cornerback 1 across from him, he'll end up having those better days as well. So that's why I kind of answer like that.
Brad Bordelon, if Doomtar is out, pick 1. Tutu, which Doomtar is doubtful right now, so we're kind of considering him pretty much out. Tutu, Jamison Williams, or pick up Reynolds. Keenan Allen's on a bye. Addison is your wide receiver 1 right now, and you're flexing Aaron Jones. Thanks. Got CMC and Tony Pollard as well. I mean, so you're taking the gamble with flexing Aaron Jones. So hopefully you have another option there just in case. With Amon-Ra out of those options, if you want to play it safest, you go with Josh Reynolds. If you're willing to gamble for some upside, then you go Jamison Williams. It's Frenchie, becoming a member for the 3rd month. Start 2 in a full PPR. Olave, Nico Collins, Marquise Hollywood Brown, or JT. Thanks always, and like it up. Appreciate you, Frenchie. So start 2 in a full PPR. Michael Pittman will be one of them. The next one is going to be Marquise Hollywood Brown. I know that JT is an option, but being that you have some other safer floor, high upside plays, I'll probably just bypass JT for this week until we can start seeing more work next week, and I'll go with Pittman and Nico there. Pittman and Hollywood. Daniel Penrod out there gifting 5 memberships to the Headliner Nation. Hopefully he was said thank you to. Aaron Josephson, Tua or Lamar. Still have Lamar higher. Also have Pacheco and Mostert. I can't decide for the flex. I think we talked about this one a little bit earlier as well. Pacheco going to give you that safer floor option. If you want to gamble a little bit more of a risk, it's Mostert there. Andrew, full PPR at flex. Tutu, Addison, Rice, or Jamison Williams. If it's my team, I'm probably going with the guy right in the middle and going Jordan Addison. If you'd rather gamble for the higher upside, that's Jamison Williams. Christian Campos says, need a wide receiver 2. Is this the same one as well? Am I getting some duplicates here? I feel like 2 flex spots, Jones, at Shannon. No, it's a different question. Okay, Christian, it's a different question. I just want to make sure. Need a wide receiver 2, running back 2, and 2 flex spots. So 4 people out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're basically sitting one of these guys. The 2 wide receivers. You only have 2 wide receivers. Oh, it's just a wide receiver 2. I got you. I'm going Christian Watson there for your wide receiver 2. For your running back 2, I'm going to go with Isaiah Pacheco. And then your 2 flex spots to play it safe, since we don't know for sure about Aaron Jones right now being Monday Night Football. I'm going Nico Collins, Raheem Mostert, and then Samuel Zizi. Pick 3 out of Watson, Dobbs, Conklin, Sanders, and Mims. Watson and Dobbs, I hate that you got 2 guys from the same team in there. I hate to do that, but given the options, those 2 are the highest graded options. And then for that 3rd spot, you're probably going to have to gamble and go with Miles Sanders and just hopes that he can find the end zone. Now it's your turn again, Kyle.
My turn again. Oh my gosh, look at that. Brock Purdy or Goff, and tight end Waller or Kittle. Gonna go Waller over Kittle this week. Goff at home, more upside than Purdy. Ridley or Watson, give me Ridley. Full PPR, Marquise Brown, Puka Nacua, Michael Pittman. What's the best option? Still going to go with Puka. Also, PZ would like to remind everybody that we have over 1,000 people watching right now, and he was going to gift a bunch of memberships when we hit 750 likes. We're only 15 away from that. Still very concerning it's taken us this long.
Pretty freaking close. PZ is getting impatient, and he's not somebody you want to get impatient with you. Rob G, becoming a member for the 25th month. Hi, I need help. Pick 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex out of Cooper Kupp, Debo, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Breece Hall, Ramondre Stevenson, and Aaron Jones. Well, T. Higgins is not going to be playing, so he's not a part of this equation. For the 2 wide receivers, I'm going with Cooper Kupp, and given the options you have here, I'm going to roll with Debo Samuel again. Your 2 running backs, I'm going to go with Breece Hall. If you want to play it safer, you go with Ramondre Stevenson, since we do not know about Aaron Jones for sure on Monday night yet. And then in your flex spot, if there's an option on your waiver wire for somebody else playing Monday night, I consider throwing Aaron Jones in your flex spot. And then maybe you have another option that you can throw on your bench beforehand that can play Monday night. That's what I want to hopefully see if you can do. If you can't, if you have to lock somebody in beforehand, the next guy has to be Tyler Boyd.
Would I trade Swift for Waller? Darren Waller, or are you talking about Kenneth Walker? I'm definitely not trading him for Waller.
No. If it's Walker, what are you doing?
If it's Walker, Walker gets way more interesting. I take Walker for sure. There it is. PZ gifting 20 memberships. PZ, appreciate that. Thanks so much. for all the gifted memberships out there.
Petey-
Make sure we put a little hashtag Peasy in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
Peasy must have just sold a couple of those cards he has
Probably
on Twitter.
sold some cards.
He probably sold some cards on Twitter. Lure Her, Waller owner here. Love Hunter Henry and Ferguson rest of season, and both are available. But matchup-wise, what about Schultz as a streaming option this week? What do you think about Schultz this week as a streaming option, Kyle?
Don't love it. If you're looking for somebody that will get you maybe 3 to 5 receptions, then go for it. But he's got like no ceiling, in my opinion.
So who would you rather have this week? Ferguson, Henry, or start Waller?
Waller, for sure.
Joe Cotting. What's going on, Joe? I see you out there. Going forward, what do we do with the Commanders, Dotson and Samuel? I have Dotson. Should I grab Samuel? Also, I have Laporta. What do I do with Waller? Well, Waller's kind of somebody you just hold on to as of right now to see what happens because he really has no trade value. And depending what's on the waiver wire, you don't want to just drop him for nothing. As for Washington, it is mind-blowing out there that the two lowest targeted people in this offense seem to be Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. Makes absolutely no sense, but Curtis Samuel, even Antonio Gibson saw more targets this past week than either one of those wide receivers, which is nuts in a negative game script like they were playing. For right now, Jahan Dotson, if there's something else available, like a Curtis Samuel out there, I don't see that as being a downgrade at this point because Samuel we see not only just getting targets, but getting looks inside the red zone as well. Mongoose 92, X-Flex. We got Khalif Raymond or Westbrook Akine. I'm probably still going towards Nick Westbrook there. He's seen the end zone here a couple times over the past few weeks, so I'm still going that direction. JV, should I trade Kelsey, Christian Kirk, and Madison for Mark Andrews and Chase? Kelsey, Kirk, and Madison for Andrews and Chase. So you get the upgrade at wide receiver, you get a slight downgrade at tight end, and it costs you Alexander Madison to do that. Also, why is my dad's love conditional based on my fantasy record? Yeah. Hey, I mean, some dads out there just want winners, right? We're trying to breed winners out there. But overall, for that trade, I don't hate it. It gives you the upgrade at wide receiver when Joe Burrow gets healthy and Jamar Chase. So I probably end up taking that trade because I'm not really on the Alexander Madison bandwagon rest of season now that Cam Akers is there and they're going to be splitting touches. Alexander Valdez, Gabe Davis, Tank, or Josh Reynolds. If you want to play it, the safer option is probably Josh Reynolds. You want the higher upside, then we go Gabe Davis. Luis Alcantar, full PPR, rest of season, Stevenson or ETN. I'm probably leaning towards ETN as of right now, rest of season and full PPR. Derek Preston, thoughts on Aaron Jones? I have Madison as a pivot. The problem is Madison still plays Sunday afternoon, so unless we hear about Jones by the kickoff of that game, you're going to be taking a huge risk, right? So if you'd want to take that risk, Aaron Jones is the guy. If we haven't heard by kickoff, he'd rather just play it safer. Madison is the guy, but I don't love the potential in this matchup. E-Man, Henry, Kamara, Kyron, Bijan, Jacobs, pick 3 in a full PPR. Holy crap, that's a lot. Bijan for sure. And honestly, even though Kamara is on here, I'm still going with Bijan, Jacobs, and Henry. I hate to sit Alvin Kamara in a full PPR, but the other guys just have too big of a touchdown upside, and New Orleans can't seem to find the end zone consistently.
Hey, Jake, let me answer a question here real quick.
Okay.
Lisa, help. I'm new to fantasy football. Need a recommendation to help pick every Sunday, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, tight end flex, defense, special team. I'm a member of Headliners. Lisa, are you talking about FanDuel? If you're talking about like DFS, what I would highly encourage you to do if you need help with that is join our Discord since you're a member. If you have the Discord app, go into your Discord settings, click on connections, then add, then select YouTube. YouTube is going to prompt you to log in with the account that your membership is with. And then we have a DFS area that talks about player props and things like that. That would probably be my best recommendation for you to get those plays. Or I would say Monday mornings, we do member-only live streams. It'd probably be a little bit easier for me to kind of help go through some plays at that time than it would be when it's so busy like tonight.
Peasy's out there telling me to put the helmet on. Peasy, I'd be dead by now. I'm still trying to get through super chats that have been put in here forever.
How far behind are you on super chats still?
A few. I mean, it's not as bad as it was. I'm starting to catch up. I'm trying like hell, Kyle.
Okay.
Jake Nielsen, in half PPR, would you start Purdy or Lawrence? Right now, I have Purdy one spot higher than Lawrence, but they're pretty close. Dorian Garcia, full PPR, Sanders or McLaughlin. I don't love either, but I'll gamble and go Sanders. Tight end Mark Andrews or Sam Laporta. I like both of them this week for sure. Safer floor is going to be Laporta. I'm probably going to lean towards Andrews still. And then flex one out of Thielen, Wilson, or Tutu Atwell. Safest floor is going to be Adam Thielen. Higher upside, Michael Wilson. Johnny 2414. Rate my team for the season, please. 12-team PPR. Justin Herbert, love it. Henry, love it. Kamara, decent. Diggs, Chase, love it. Laporta, Michael Wilson. And on the bench, you got Wandale Robinson, Josh Palmer, Logan Thomas, Rashee Rice, Tajay Spears, CJ Stroud. Any moves needed? Honestly, you have a great quarterback. You have solid starters, right? The biggest issue is depth. Like for Henry and Kamara, you really don't have any real replacements for them on your bench week in and week out, like for injuries or bye-week fill-ins. You're great at wide receiver, starting-wise. Once again, it looks like it's just the depth for the most part. You really don't need CJ Stroud anymore. So honestly, I think about packaging up CJ Stroud and maybe Logan Thomas coming off of a huge game, right? And just try to turn it into another running back, like low end, mid to low end running back 2 or wide receiver 2, and then you should be straight. Jacob Bombard, one flex, Josh Reynolds, Rashid Shaheed, or Hunter Henry. I'm going to go with Josh Reynolds with Noah Monra or Gibbs. Jay Schmo gifted 1 membership. Appreciate that. Markeem Rasulullah. I tried Markeem. Full PPR, put in order, Dell, Dobbs, and Sutton. Thanks. I got Dobbs, Dell, and then Sutton. Keep moving. 2 leagues, Ridley or Dobbs or Flowers. I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket, so I probably wouldn't go double Dobbs here. I think Dobbs is going to be safer than Ridley in the first one, and being that we're going Ridley there, and I still like Zay Flowers a lot this week, I'll go with Flowers in the second. Markeem had a second question as well. Full PPR, Russell Wilson, Lawrence, or Goff. So Wilson, Lawrence, and Goff. After the injury now to Amon-Ra and Gibbs, I have Trevor Lawrence as the highest of all those options as of right now. Bernardo Rivera, pick 2 in a full PPR, Jameson Williams, Zay Flowers, or George Pickens. In a full PPR, I'm going to go with Zay Flowers and George Pickens just for the volume they see alone. Jeff Harper, PPR, I'm ready. I'm already starting Monty, Hall, Hill, AJ. Should I start Puka, Ayuk, Del Myers, or Achan in your 2 flex spots? Great options, man. You have absolutely great options. If you want to play it a little bit safer, it's Puka and Ayuk. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, then it's Ayuk and Achan. Aaron Josephson with a $20 donation. Appreciate you out there, Aaron. If I start Lamar over Tua, should I start Mostert over Pacheco at flex in a PPR? Feels bad missing out on the Miami offense. I for sure understand that. I think Pacheco probably has the safer floor. We've seen already at times this year where Raheem Mostert's floor is a lot lower than that of Devin Achan for the most part. So Pacheco is probably still going to be slightly safer. If you want to gamble for that higher upside, though, I can't fault you whatsoever for throwing Raheem Mostert there in your flex spot at all. Ahmad T, ETN or Mostert? Right now, I'm going with ETN still. Miguel Morales, appreciate you out there. It's Donkey. Flex Tutu or Reynolds, you got Kupp and Judy. Being you're already starting Kupp, let's go with Reynolds there for the added target volume. Eddie Enriquez, full PPR, pick 3 out of Nico Pittman, Puka, Ridley, or Flowers. Wow, that's going to be tough. I'm going to go in a full PPR, Zay Flowers, Puka Nacua, and Michael Pittman. Roman Davalos, rate my team, please. Traded Kyron Williams for Chris Olave. I don't mind that in a few weeks. Have Bijan Robinson, Alvin Kamara, Devin Achan, and Stevenson. Also have Diggs, Terry, Sutton, and Woods. Now that you added Olave to an already stacked running back group, I don't hate that whatsoever. I just realized that Kyle left. Anybody know where Kyle went? Probably nobody. Nobody has any idea what Kyle does these days. Bullman, I lost Mike Evans and DK to buy. I have Pittman, Michael Wilson, and Rashee Rice. I can't decide between Rice and Atwell for the flex. What do you think? I love the talent of Rashee Rice. The problem is there's like 13 guys a week that get targets in Kansas City, and that worries me a little bit. I'm still going to go for Atwell here and just kind of hope for, even though the volume's going to be a little bit lower, that he can find the end zone. Kid Thunder, what's going on, kid? Went with my gut and started Fields over Lamar, but why am I struggling to decide between Ridley and Tank Dell for your wide receiver too? I know Ridley has been struggling a bit lately, but I just like Tank's upside. And honestly, I don't hate it. If you want to go with Tank this week over Ridley, I think he's probably slightly safer, right? Slightly safer is Tank Dell. Last week was a horrible game for him. Hopefully, if a lot of the defensive attention is going the way of Nico Collins, Tank Dell can kind of eat a little bit underneath here. I don't hate that. Don't beat yourself up too much for it. Jason Valley, as a flex, Michael Wilson or Tyler Algier. Give me Michael Wilson. There's PZ's 20 gifted memberships, and now I see that Kyle is back. After he left, he probably had to pinch one off quickly. Derek Preston in a PPR need 2 running backs and a flex. Aaron Jones, Kamara, Stevenson, JT Dobbs, Hollywood also need a tight end out of Waller or Ertz. Thank you, guys. Well, Ertz will be slightly safer than Waller here this week. In a PPR for the 2 running backs in the flex, Kamara will be 1, being that it's a PPR scoring. Your other running back at this point, if you'd rather play it safer, you're going to go with Stevenson over Jones since he plays on Monday night. And your flex play, if you'd rather keep it a little bit safer, you go Dobbs. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, that's where you go Hollywood. What are you laughing at now? Did you just lift your butt cheek and fart?
No, I went like this to adjust.
Oh,
like the way I was
okay.
sitting.
I thought
the back is still a little bit sore, so I've had some issues staying comfortable tonight.
Okay.
The kids really needed me to say goodnight real quick, so I ran in and did that.
Oh, I see. Nice to know that you put your kids ahead of me, Kyle.
Most days. It really depends.
You want me to keep going here, or? Yeah, I'm going to keep going. Herb Wilson, 12-team PPR, 1-3. The Seattle defense is on a bye. Do I drop Justice Hill, Michael Wilson, or Wan'Dale Robinson to stream one of these defenses? The Titans, Pats, Jets, Bengals. Only running backs on my team are Bijan, Monty, Algier, and Justice Hill. Well, that is worrisome for sure. But if you have to start Justice Hill, you've probably already lost the league anyway. So I'm probably going to drop Justice Hill. And actually, honestly, why carry 2 defenses? I like the Seattle defense. I really do. But I don't know if I'm going to drop a running back being that you're so thin there anyway. I probably just drop the Seattle defense and try to repick them up next week if that's what you really like. And out of the teams that are available, Bengals, Jets, Patriots. I probably lean towards the Patriots to see if they can get after a hurt Derek Carr there. But yeah, that's what I would. I'd probably just drop the defense personally and then pick up another defense. And if you really like Seattle's defense, you can try to pick them up next week again. J Noise, Jesse is out there. Hashtag Doomtar is likely out. I'm already starting Ridley, but for wide receiver 2, Boyd or Christian Kirk, also Jordan Love or Lawrence. I have Jordan Love higher this week. It's a scary week for sure. But then he threw in a hashtag PC is the GOAT. So out of your wide receiver 2 between Boyd or Kirk, Jesse, I think I know that you're a gambling man, right? I know you're in that player prop chat with us all the time. I know you're a gambling man.
Gambling man.
And the gamble right there is Christian Kirk. Now, do I hate Boyd? No, Boyd is probably the safer option, but I'm probably gambling right here with Christian Kirk. Keep moving, becoming a member of Holding Chubb. Jerry Medina, Goddard or Musgrave? Which one you got higher this week, Kyle? Goddard or Musgrave? Or Musgrave. Go Dare if you're feeling fancy. Musgrave? Ahmad T, full PPR starting Lamar, CMC, Achan, Waddle, Nico, Ingram, Pittman. On the bench, you have Jacoby, Cook, Kyron, and Ertz. I mean, I hate to bench some of those guys, but honestly, you have a pretty freaking solid starting lineup, so I understand why you did what you did, and I don't hate it. DJC, pick 3 in a PPR between Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk, and Puka Nacua. Wow, that absolutely sucks. You can't sit AJ Brown, you can't sit CeeDee Lamb. So if you'd rather play it safer, I'm probably going Kupp, Brown, and Lamb right there. Also, should I trade Kittle for Josh Jacobs? You have Sam Laporta as your tight end. I have no issues doing that whatsoever if you can get Josh Jacobs for sure. Case Scott, full PPR, wide receiver flex, Josh Reynolds or Jamison Williams, Justice Hill or Zay Jones, I'm guessing is what that is. If it's me in a full PPR flex, the safest option is going to be Josh Reynolds. All right, Kyle, you can do a couple.
You want me to do a couple?
Sure, why not?
Who'd you just answer? Case Scott?
Yeah.
Merciful Duke, Goff or Dobbs in a PPR flex, Pickens, Jameson, or Jay Warren. I'm going to go with Goff over Dobbs, and then as far as that flex goes, since it's a PPR, I'll go with Warren. He'll be the safest. Anthony Eck, Nico Collins, Tutu Atwell, or Cortland Sutton. Not good enough options for me to sit Nico Collins. I'll go with him here. Shirk with the $10 dono. Appreciate you. Nonsense. Hey, full PPR. Pick 2 for the flex. Josh Reynolds, Tutu Atwell, Tyler Higbee, Rashid Rice. I have Eckler, St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Stevenson out. Stevenson is not officially out, right? He's just questionable.
He's questionable. Unless it's happened here in the last
Jahmyr Gibbs, St. Brown, and Eckler are all doubtful. Eckler might be listed as out now. Stevenson was just questionable last time I saw. So as far as picking 2 here, I'm going to go with Josh Reynolds, and I'm going to go with Tutu Atwell. Jonathan, Costialis, Nico, or Olave. Honestly, I'd probably go with Olave over Nico this week. A little bit safer for me, just in case Nico gets absolutely shut down.
Stevenson is expected to play this week. He's questionable, but expected to play.
Okay. Chris L. becoming a member for the 6-month. Rate my team in a 12-team PPR. Jackson, McCaffrey, Kamara, Kupp, Olave, Hawkinson, James Cook, Bass, Cowboys defense, Higgins, Watson, Stroud, Laporta, Wilson, and the Miami defense. Woo! Honestly, if you want to get a little feisty this week in a PPR league, start Laporta over James Cook. If you want to shoot for more upside, I would do that this week. Lure Her, which is an awful YouTube name, and a full PPR. Running back 1, a Chan. Running back 2, pick 1, Madison, Stevenson, Gus. Leaning Gus, but would lean Stevenson if New England line did its job. I did a video breakdown on Ramondre Stevenson yesterday, and that was obviously what we saw. It was just absolute torture up front watching them try to block. If I had to go with 1 here, Gus Edwards has a little bit more upside than Madison. Stevenson would be the safest if he plays. Kyle Tomsich, trade Stevenson and Goff for James Cook. Worried about Aaron Jones, Joe Burrow or Kittle, play JT or Moss. I mean, if I had to pick JT or Moss this week, I would go with Moss over JT for 1 more week, even though I don't love that. Trade Stevenson and Goff for James Cook. If this is like a 2 QB or Superflex league, no, I would not do this. If it's a 1 quarterback league, it's basically just Stevenson for James Cook. James Cook is probably going to be safer than Stevenson the rest of the way. Short fat dude, have T-Law with Dobbs and Stafford in free agency. Do I bench T-Law this week and pick one of the others up? Love the show, fellow short fat dude. Appreciate you. I mean, we do have Stafford over T-Law this week, right?
Yep.
Okay. Only drop somebody that you can afford to drop. If you can't afford to drop anyone, then don't do it just to get the upgrade, that little of an upgrade. PJ, trade Jefferson for Garrett Wilson or Waddle and Bijan Robinson. Oh, man. I mean, Jefferson, Pittman, Godwin, and Davis. Running backs are Walker, Stevenson, and Jones. Your running backs are good enough that I probably don't trade Jefferson. But if you really want to do it, if you really feel that makes your team better, I would much rather have Waddle over Wilson. Nova Wolf, hey guys, when deciding your lineups, what percentage do you give a player ranking, matchup, and gut feeling? It's a whole lot of everything. We take in as many stats as we can. We take in what is the game flow going to look like potentially. I mean, we look at everything that we can. Injuries, weather. And then as far as gut feeling, I mean, our gut feeling comes from looking at all that information. It's not like we wake up one morning and we'd be like, oh my God, you know who's going to have a huge week this week just because our gut feeling is from going through all that information and saying, man, I really like the potential for something to happen here. Even if for some reason we look at it and we say, maybe it's not pointing that way, but there's a couple of things sprinkled in that make me feel like it could happen. Yep. TL Hopkins, Kirk or Jonathan Taylor in the flex. Let's go with Kirk. Brian becoming a member for the 11th month, 1-3 and a 10-man full PPR. Keep or trade Fields, Love, Mixon, James Cook, Ramondre, Zeke, Jay Jettas, AJ Brown, Nico Collins, Scary Terry, Andrews, and Hunter Henry. I mean, I would try to trade one of your tight ends potentially to a team that doesn't have anything at tight end and maybe upgrade your running back position a little bit. Wide receiver position is not that bad right now. I would be more focused on your running back position. George Miranda. And a full PPR, 2 wide receiver flex. Puka, Wilson, Kupp, Kirk, and Myers. We can only pick 2. I'm going Puka and Kupp there. Let's play them both. Let's see what happens. Nonsense with the $2 donation. Stevenson, Josh Reynolds are 2-2 in the flex. My bad. Let's go. Your highest upside is going to be Josh Reynolds there. Safest will be Stevenson.
Is it nonsense or nuisance?
Nuisance? Nonsense?
Just depends on what side of the country you live on. Yeah, something like that.
I'm pretty sure I've called them both.
If you just keep calling them both, you can't be wrong all the time. So that works.
Exactly.
That works for sure.
All right, it's 11:10. Do we think like 5 more minutes of questions?
Yeah.
5 more minutes?
Yep. And then what's the plan for tomorrow morning so everybody knows before they leave?
So I'll be live a little bit earlier than normal. Normally I go live like around 11:30. I'm going to try to be live by quarter to 11 o'clock. Spend the first half hour or so, half hour to 45 minutes going over just pick'ems on underdog using odds jams potentially. And then at that point, we'll switch it over to members only, and then we'll start going through like actual start and sit questions. But the first part of the stream tomorrow will be pick'ems.
Perfect. And hopefully we can find some good stuff on there. For sure.
Jessica Simpson and Tony Romo, or Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? That has to be Swift and Kelce. No way in the world am I picking Jessica Simpson and Tony Romo.
Probably not, no. Do you remember when Tony Romo first started announcing and he was like amazing to watch? Because like he was like telling you what was like on the field, and like all of a sudden it just got like overwhelmingly not good.
I feel like people say, I don't notice it, I think, as much as other people like try to point it out. But I definitely feel like, yeah, maybe he just doesn't have the passion for it the way that he used to. If I had to guess, I bet part of him is like, man, I really wish I was still playing. And maybe that might be part of it.
Maybe. He was, yeah. He was calling plays before they were happening. He was telling, and then all of a sudden it just got to the point where it was just like not, maybe we got used to it. I don't know. But now I don't even know if I can't really stand watching when he's calling games for the most part. Daniel, T. Swift and Kelce haven't been to Cabo, though. That's true. But Travis Kelce was like, I mean, come on. We all know what's going on with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift already. TS and TK are both the best at their positions. Tony Romo and Jessica Simpson were close, but missed it by that much. That's true. I guess you could say that for sure.
Kid Thunder. He's a hibachi cook in Woodstock, Georgia. If y'all ever come to visit, I'd love to cook for you guys and the team. Chop it up over some fantasy football. It would be a dream. Connie House requests Justin. Oh my God, I love some hibachi.
Dude, so do I. I'm all about just like taking a trip down there just for the fun of it.
Oh my God. It's definitely closer to you than me, for sure.
Well, yeah, for sure. How close are you to, like, I don't know where Woodstock, Georgia is. Like, how close is that to, like, Atlanta or something that we would know? Because, man, I love me some hibachi.
Oh, man, it's so good.
Maybe, I mean, I've already been to the Atlanta Stadium before, but the Braves are in the playoffs, aren't they? I don't know. I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, they're probably one of the best teams.
Oh, we should go down there and see a Braves game or something, and he'd cook for us.
He said it's 35 minutes from Atlanta.
I mean, don't threaten me with a good time.
I wish it was somewhere closer to where we know we would be. Like, potentially we'll be in Las Vegas in February. Definitely we'll be in Detroit for the draft.
Indianapolis for the combine.
Good chance for Indianapolis in the combine again next year. That's just one of those places where it's like we don't have like a definite like, yeah, we'll be there at some point so we can make it work. It's one of those things that we're going to have to keep in our mind.
Are we team beef or team pork? I'm team both, okay? I'm team both for sure.
If it's cooked right, I'll eat anything.
You know how Kyle every year me and my son, we go to a different stadium. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you're asking me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were
So-
telling the chat.
So this afternoon, I booked our trip to our Week 18 game. Did you see where it is? Did you cheat and see it in Discord?
No.
You want to guess?
I was at football all day today.
Oh, okay.
Is it within driving distance?
No.
You're flying?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to a Cardinals game?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've been to a lot of those already.
I feel like if you're flying, it's got to be worth it.
It is.
You wouldn't
It's
go
Week
to a-
18. Only reason I do it is because Week 18 and then our season's pretty much over, so I don't have to worry about making videos the next day.
I feel like it's got to be like Kansas City or San Francisco, maybe Dallas.
I'm going to Miami for the Bills and Dolphins.
Miami. Okay.
I figured.
I was thinking like if you're flying, I was thinking like trying to stay out like west.
Yeah. The other option we had was the Chargers and Chiefs in LA, but we just decided to stay East Coast. But it should be fun still.
Yeah.
We'll check that one off the bucket list.
Hopefully there's something up for grabs in week 18
I know.
for both of those teams.
And hopefully all the
So
starters
it's-
aren't sitting. I know.
Yes.
We'll find out. If we come to Colorado, Daniel says he'll cook hibachi for us on his flat iron grill. I mean, I'll take hibachi no matter where it's cooked
I'll
at.
take it
I really
wherever. Eric Ramirez, who would you start in a full PPR? Olave, Madison, or Williams, knowing St. Brown may not play? Go Texas Rangers. Jamison Williams. I'm still going Olave there over those other two. Might not have any big plays, but he should still have enough targets.
Daniel said if it's Dallas and I can take him to Buc-ee's. I've been to Buc-ee's before.
I've never been to Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's is amazing. I've
Did
been
we
to
get-
every Buc-ee's on the East Coast.
You've been to every Buc-ee's?
Because Buc-ee's on the East Coast is really only from like between Florida and North Carolina. There's only a couple of them, and I've hit every
Oh.
single one of them.
I thought it was like
Not all of them.
I've
no.
been to 100 of these places.
No.
Did we get Sam Lee asking who to drop, OBJ, Goff, or Dobbs?
I don't remember that one.
Okay, I'm dropping OBJ, and I
Yes.
would be fine playing Cup and Puka as my wide receiver 1 and 2 if I needed to.
For sure.
I mean, okay. Oh, it's another one. Rep and Gold still half PPR. Pick Dalvin Cook or keep Latavius Murray for the stash. Right now, I would keep Dalvin Cook until we see Breece Hall like 100% getting a full workload. Dude,
Seems like
I
there's a lot of people
know.
in
I
Dallas.
think I've had like 15 people tell me that they are going to be in Detroit for the draft this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Coming to hang out with us.
Oh, I thought you meant just like for another reason. I didn't know it was that.
No, like I've had quite a few people be like, Detroit, yep, we're doing it. Let's go.
Unfortunately, I wish it was somewhere cooler than Detroit. But
Listen.
nowhere else I'd rather hang out for a weekend than Detroit.
Listen. There is nothing wrong with Detroit. Downtown is amazing. Downtown is a great place. Lots of historic buildings, beautiful. Now when you get outside town, it gets a little rough. But that's like every major city, right? There's not like a ton of major cities out there where it's not like you go to a certain place, it's not a little on the side.
I mean,
Oh, and listen, the misconceptions of bring a bulletproof bed, it's not like that in downtown Detroit. The Lions Stadium and the Tiger Stadium are right next to each other. The place where the Pistons and the Red Wings play is right across the street as well. The Fox Theater is down there. They have a casino and restaurant, or a casino and hotel downtown. They have several beautiful parks. Downtown Detroit is not bad at all. Not bad at all.
no. We'll find out, I guess,
Yeah.
because we'll probably be there, and it'll be fun. Kyle, I watched the courtrooms in Detroit. I know what cases happen down there.
Again, that's not in downtown Detroit. Whatever.
Whatever. Jonathan, who do I sit out of Aaron Jones, Kyron Williams, Jacoby Myers, Waddle, or Zay Flowers? If you want to play it the safest right now, being that Aaron Jones is questionable and plays Monday night, that's the guy right there. Just don't go down 8 Mile. I thought we'd go down 8 Mile and I start rapping You know, I could probably repeat that the Eminem song as we're walking down.
Repeat it.
Oh yeah, I could
Just
totally
the
rap
way
some M.
you said that.
I could totally rap some M.
There are some good restaurants in downtown Detroit as well.
What kind of food? Like really good food?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there hibachi?
I don't know
Probably
if
not.
there is or not.
What is Detroit known for besides crime? Anything else? Like, is there anything else or no? Hey, while you're thinking of that,
I don't
Jesse
even
says,
want to answer the question.
Jay says, if I'm strapped in Chicago, I'm definitely being strapped in Detroit, hoping to see y'all there.
I mean, it's called the Motor City for a reason. Now, if we're
Yeah.
talking about food, Detroit-style coney dogs are a thing. Detroit-style pizza is a thing.
Guns. Yeah, we'll have to drive. You'll have to drive. I'm probably gonna fly.
Michigan, Michigan is a reciprocal state, Anna, with many, many other states.
Hey Scott, I answered half your question, but you need a wide receiver and a flex. You just gave me my wide receiver answer. Well, what was the question? Why didn't you ask me? Now I had to go back and find it.
Oh, while we're talking about it, can we get a hotel room at the casino?
I don't even know what there is.
The casino.
Hey Scott, all it says is F full PPR. Oh, WR flex. Okay, so WR flex. I'm gonna go with. I'm not starting Justice Hill or Zay Jones. It's gonna be Josh Reynolds and Jamison Williams. We're just gonna have to hope for some Lions offense
All right.
for sure.
I said like 5 more minutes of questions. That was like 10 minutes ago. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get out of here. Good luck to everybody. Don't forget, tomorrow morning I am going to be live right around the 10:30, 10:45 mark.
And
Again,
there is a London game tomorrow, so be sure
Yes.
your lineups are set tonight.
9:30 a.m. We're going to talk about some pick'ems over on Underdog to get things started tomorrow morning. Then we'll shut down the chat to members only, and then we'll go start and sit from there. I think tonight, I'm going to fire up the gaming stream for a little bit and go rail some ranked Warzone.
You're sick
Why am I sick?
because it's 11:30, and you're about to go stream.
I've
video
got
games.
an hour and a half of dedicated ranked multiplayer coming up here.
Sounds great.
So y'all should come hang out over on Headliner Gaming.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go live there in 10 minutes.
I'm
Maybe
gonna go
even
take
less
it.
than that.
I'm gonna go take a naked shower. I'm trying to move up that naked league ranking. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm going to play naked.
Now, definitely no one is coming. Anna wants to know if you want another hour and a half of Detroit insults.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. Because I'll ignore those. I'll answer some fancy questions and I'll beat some kids into the ground so
Whoa.
they cry to their moms.
Damn. That's some Headliners After Dark type stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Perfect.
But yeah, come on over to Headliner Gaming. Go subscribe to the channel. We're going to go live, play some ranked Call of Duty with the boys.
All right. Sounds good.
We're going to get out of here. Peace out, Headliner Nation. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Get your lineup set.
Get your lineup set. Come visit me on Headliner Gaming. We'll be live tomorrow morning, members only, and pick'ems and all that good stuff. But all right, everybody, have a good one.
When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid.